opportunities. And there are two things I majorly do for people, right? We are on time. I've been here before 6 p.m. But the reality is, Imata said, I wished you to. I've been here before 6 p.m. And we had only less than 10 people here. So it's important that we also put into consideration that people are just closing from work. So yeah, I've been here before time. If you know me, you know I keep the time. So, and even at that, we still have about 37 people in the room. So yeah, it is what it is. So now, what is this clarity session about? It is a clarity session that is open to help people gain clarity around their career path, especially if they are transitioning. And if you are joining me on Facebook, Instagram, also welcome to this clarity session. Now, what is a clarity session about? It is not a teaching session. So it is important that, or rather we teach in the course of the questions people ask, but it is more focused on not us doing like a webinar kind of thing, but on us teaching from people's questions. So you ask your questions and I get to answer. So here is what we typically do at the beginning of the session. Have you joined any of my sessions before? Have you joined any of my sessions before? If you have joined, type A in the comment section. If you have not joined, type B. Why I always take that statistic is it is important that when I'm explaining, I know the people in the room, like my level of explanation around questions. You've never joined. Oh, thank you very much. So we have AA as joined. No, I haven't. Okay, so we have a mix of B. A, you've joined. B, you've never joined us. Okay, great. So when I'm explaining, it's important that I know what level. Oh, first time. Oh, thank you very much for joining this clarity session then. So typically we would hold this on the 12th and 26th of the month, depending on my availability also. So because you've not joined, it means that there are quite a number of you that may have not met me before. So I'm Dr. Aderinsola Hadiadepoju, like I said, and I talked to you about what I stand for. I'm a global citizen, have been to 5 continents, and 90% of it is on someone else's money. So it means that I've gotten a lot of global opportunities. I've also I've also worked at Natural History Museum of London remotely, Museum for the United Nations as a global program coordinator, covering 23 locations. I've been in the academic space. I've taught at the university, chemistry. I have a PhD in chemistry. So I've taught at the university for between 2019 and 2021, SFS University of Lagos, and have won several things in the global space. So from innovation labs to business labs to grants, academic scholarships, and things like that. So that is a quick this thing for those that are joining us for the first time. Now, how does this session work? So I typically say that even if I'm a global opportunities expert, it's impossible for me to know what exactly your challenges is around global opportunities. There are two major challenges that people experience. It is either in the area of having the skills to deliver on that global opportunity or lacking the skills on how they even get the global opportunity. Whether it is the skills, and most of the time, the global opportunities people want to get on is remote jobs and things like that. So what it means is it is either you lack the skill to deliver on the job or you lack the skill to attract the job. It is one of them. And that is the core things iTrend Africa focuses on. If you read our mission statement, we say that we are on a mission to ensure that 10 million Africans become globally employable and visible. The employability relies largely on the skills of the person who is going to be employed in the global space. And of course, the visibility relies on the person even having the skills to attract the job they are going to do on the global stage. So typically for experienced people, this is me quickly giving a background so that you know where you fall. So when you want to ask me a question, you give me background based on where you fall. Now, typically for experienced professionals, we discover that for experienced professionals, people that have experience that have worked before, they always fall under the skills that they lack. If they are in this session, the skills they typically lack is the skills of understanding how to be visible to get the global opportunities. Why for most people that are beginners, and I do not say recent graduates, because a beginner could be somebody who has been working for 15 years or whatever. So a beginner is somebody who is starting off something. So someone who has worked for 10 years as a teacher could be starting off a career as a virtual assistant, so that person is a beginner. So please take note of the word. I did not say recent graduate. So you could be in this room, you've worked, but you're a beginner in the thing you want to go and start off, right? So now the second thing that we focus on is always like for the employability aspect, I always say, if you're a beginner, well, it doesn't matter if you're a recent graduate, you're a secondary school recent graduate, you have worked, you have retired. If you're a beginner, because you are only trying to start off a career, but it means that there are two major problems you will most likely have. You most likely have the problem of not lacking the skill sets and lacking the experience in that space, lacking the skill set. Now, under the skill set, you most likely may not also have the what people call the soft skills, what I call the workplace foundational skills for the digital age, the workplace foundational skills for the digital age. So if you're a beginner, you need two sets of skills, the foundational skills, what people call soft skills, and the technical skills. Now, if you're a beginner that has never worked, most likely you lack the technical skill. But if you're a beginner that has worked, you most likely have a technical skill, but you will still lack the workplace foundational skills for the digital age. Because newsflash, you may have worked for 10 years in an on-site job, but you lack the soft skills to work remotely because the skills are worlds apart. The soft skills you will require to do a remote job is not your conventional communication. When you're communicating in the office, they say, communicate well, you carry memo, you're going to be sending memo or something like that. In the work, communication in the remote setting may just be you filling up an Airtable space to update your work. Nobody wants to talk to you personally for them to know you've done your work. So even if you would find on Google, communication skills involves, or rather soft skills involve communication and this thing, they are not actually defining the context of what communication is depending on where you find yourself. Now that I've done a quick breakdown of that explanation, how do we run this question? So if you are watching me on Facebook and YouTube, YouTube, or Instagram, if you want to be able to ask your questions, you can drop it, but you need to give me context. Now that I have defined for you where you may fall, a professional, what you will need in that regard, a beginner, which could be a professional or a recent graduate or like someone who has experience, I've also defined what you will need. Now, what you need to give me when you're asking your question is this. Many people ask me questions that they can ask Google. Don't ask me Google questions because a clarity session is not to give you answers to Google questions. What is a Google question? Where is iTrain Africa located? Type iTrain Africa on the website. You will see the location, the address. Like, do you understand? It's a Google question. What is what should I do next? I studied Yoruba. No, that's a clarity question. Like what's like a Google question is something like if you ask Google, Google can actually give you the information around that thing. But a clarity question will be you giving me background around you. And let me give you a perfect way to ask a question. If you're a professional, for instance, and you say, I have worked in the education sector as a teacher for 7 years. In the education sector, I've taught chemistry to secondary school students or, something like that. Proud to then I used to, teach physics. Then you now tell me, okay, it's not, I don't actually have a degree in education, but I just found myself in the teaching sector, that kind of thing. You need to give me a bit of background because background, no matter the academic qualification you give me here, If you do not give me context of your work experience, of what you like, of your personality, I can't help you. How do I mean? You say, Ma, I have a BSc in chemistry. I have an MBA. In addition to that, I have done certification in data analysis, in cybersecurity, in data entry. Ma, I want a remote job. What should I do? That is not in, like, you have not given me whether you have experience or not, what you have been doing since you got all those certifications. Like, I don't have background. Academics is not enough to give somebody clarity on, because if it was just academic, I'll say, okay, what did you study in school? You say Yoruba. I say, yeah, go and take job as a Yoruba teacher. But that is not what you want to hear. So it means that you need to give me context beyond just certifications and academic qualifications. I always emphasize that in clarity session, because most people are used to defining themselves by the plenty certifications and academic qualifications they have. And that is not enough. So you will see me asking you questions like, have you taken the personality test? If you're in this room, you don't understand what the personality test is. Aisha, or whoever my assistant is, Tosin, I'm not sure which one of you is here assisting me. You need to drop the link to the 16th personality test. And if you are here and you've not watched our 3 free videos around employability, what exactly employability is, 3 free videos. All the videos are about just 1 hour, about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 29 minutes kind of video. If you've not watched that video, please, those 3 videos, it's gold. I'm going to stop there. So whoever is also assisting me, just in case anybody is here has not watched the video, please drop the link, let them watch those 3 videos. It is important because it will help you even get started on this, your own thing. Now that we all understand how to ask questions, or what are clarity questions and what's a Google question, please type in the comment section or use the raise hand button if you're on Zoom and you would like to speak. Please, if you are speaking, be very concise. You have 1 minute, maximum of 2 minutes to put across your question. So before you use the raise hand button, articulate your thought, meaning no irrelevant stories and all that stuff. Please articulate your thoughts. Articulate your thoughts so you're not giving me a long thing without me actually still hearing your question, because there are quite a number of people in this room. So we want to give everyone a chance. And I'm happy Daniela raised her hand for this, because I know that the last time we could not, take your question. So Daniela, please go on.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Ma.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you so very much. My question goes to us is as regards how to position for global opportunity, or will I say remote work, remote global opportunities. So, okay, where the confusion is now is before now, I've been positioning on LinkedIn as a wellness expert. And this was born out of some personal experience and some trainings I've done. Like I had to stop work for like 7-8 years, and this was what I was doing. So this was what I was doing. So when I went back to work, that was 3 years ago. Before I went back, I started upskilling. I learned digital marketing. I did some course in data analysis. So, but eventually the job I got was in marketing. So I started using the digital marketing skills like content writing and all that. So presently I want to get remote work. So, and that's why I went for the skills for workplace, because that was kind of the prerequisite as I was advised. So
the question is,
so the question is,
them?
Yes.
Or
yes,
what has been challenging? Is it weird to find them?
No, which skill now should I position for?
You said the thing you've been doing recently is digital marketing, right?
Yeah, digital marketing.
And you do it well? Do you think you do it well?
Yes, I do it well. I do it well.
Okay, so how long have you been doing it?
for 2+ years, going to 3 years. Like 3 years, this November, 3 years, yes.
Okay, let me, for context, quickly give me a rundown of what you do in your digital marketing space, because I'm a business owner and I've heard a lot around, I'm a digital marketer. And honestly, when you interview people, the best they can even do is content writing, and they think they are digital marketers. So give me a quick rundown of what you do.
Okay, what I do on a daily basis is I create content calendar, I design the content strategy. Then I also create copies, like plan campaigns. Like at times we have marketing campaigns for product launch, different product launch, like for Black Friday now. We're having campaigns, so I plan the campaign and the post, the calendar, the copies. Then we at times we have some activities offline that we have to drive traffic online. So I manage this as well. Then I before now, when I started, I was writing articles, because I started with the PR department under the marketing. So I do articles, I review articles, I write articles for product launch. Then before I went into the digital marketing itself, and now I'm working with the e-commerce with the e-commerce segment of the same organization to manage sales on the e-commerce platform. Yes.
In all I heard, you are a content strategist.
I'm waiting for.
Because I do not. Okay, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you set up ads on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok? Do you plan ad strategy for a business? Do you understand all that concept of setting up ads, reach, and all that? I was going to ask you, I was going to ask you, what is the maximum budget you've worked with in setting up ad for a campaign? What do you do when the ads is not going well? Which do you switch off? What do you do? What are the metrics you measure? Those are the questions I was going to ask you.
Okay, no, I don't manage ads. I don't set up ads. I don't manage. I just manage the marketing aspect of like
So you do content marketing. So the
that was funny.
ideal name. Why I needed to ask you this? Many people go out and say they are doing digital marketing, and trust me, I'm a business owner. I head the marketing of my team, and under the marketing department that I cover, like this thing, we have content marketing. And you see what you just explained? My content writers do all these things, and they don't refer to themselves as digital marketers.
Okay.
They are just content strategists, right? Because under marketing, I have email marketing, I have content marketing, which is what they do, which is what you have described right now. If I show you, I wish maybe I will share my screen to give you an idea. I have an intern that is currently with me, right? Who over the weekend, all she did, she and her colleague, was come up with content strategy for the month, Excel sheet, running it by me, doing this, straight, okay, Ma, just to confirm, these are the audience. These are content strategists before they now move to the writing. Then in the content strategy she submitted to me, she asked me, one of the suggestions she gave to me is like, oh, please reduce ads. We need to, reduce ads, blah, 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 so that we can, push the organic narrative. And I smiled. And that was the day I had to lecture her on what digital marketing really is. Why am I saying so? I told her, I said, do you realize that you are just one in 5 in a digital marketer's portfolio? And she said, how do I said, content marketing is just one out of the 5 things in the digital marketing space.
Yes.
And she said, how do I said, you have not seen my overall strategy for the digital marketing of this school, and you are telling me to drop ads budget. And I said, in that digital marketing, there's email marketing, there's content marketing, there's ads, which is a major whatever in the old digital marketing, this thing. There is, what's that?
Sales copy. Sales copy. Yeah.
there's there's copywriting for sales pages and all those things. And there's one more thing. I don't know why it's skipping my mind now. I listed it for her and sent it to her. And she was like, oh wow, that she had no cover. I said, so basically what you have a cover on is the content marketing, content strategy, which highly ties. It ties greatly to the overall marketing plan for the thing. So just give me a minute. I need to mute this. I need to mute my alarm. Just give me 1 minute. So, Danielle, what I'm invariably saying is you cannot, and why did I need to explain this to you? In you positioning online or trying to get an opportunity, make sure you actually even know the job. Make sure you know the job. Like, what job? What will you be doing? So if I am hiring a digital marketer, for instance, I expect the person to be like, have an overview of the marketing, entire marketing structure. And if they now have subordinates, they are now able to say, oh, this thing, you are focusing on SEO, write this content and this thing. Can someone be writing copies for email and copies for sales pages? They do that overall strategy and they come to me and now start telling me, in this strategy that we've done, I expect us to have a 1.1 million or 1 million reach in the month of this thing. And this is how we're going to do this thing. SEO is supposed to bring this number. SEO, this one is supposed to bring, email is supposed to bring this number, this thing, and tie it back, everything, and say, so when this content team creates content, the ads team or the ads person, who can be one person, because I do this for my team. I do the marketing for my team. Do you understand? I do the marketing strategy for my team. So I understand this whole stuff. And I'm not sure you've ever seen me refer to myself as a digital marketer. Like, so maybe if I had to refer to myself, probably I'm a marketing strategist because I have to do all that strategy and even set up the adverts. So I do not think the word you should be looking for right now in what you have proficiency in is digital marketer. It should be content strategist. Because in that way, when you go to LinkedIn to search for such jobs, you will discover that you find better things that you can do and not rope yourself into digital marketing. Do you understand me? I feel like the mistake most people even first make on LinkedIn is not knowing the title to qualify their skill sets. Not knowing the title to qualify their skill sets. If you go on LinkedIn and put digital marketer and you read the requirements, right? The requirements for this thing, you will realize that those requirements, you cannot do half of them. So what now happens is when an hiring manager comes to your profile, you are positioning, like, do you understand? Comes to your profile to come out because you put digital marketer, right? They now come to your profile. They want to come and hire you for digital marketer. But what they are seeing does not qualify you as one. So there's a mismatch. There's a mismatch. So if you say they are not reaching out to me, they are not, I'm not getting this thing. There's a mismatch. Whereas if you are properly defined what your skill sets can carry, that is the person I'll be finding you, a content strategist. So the person knows that I'm hiring this person to be able to plan, strategize, and execute the content for campaigns. They know what they are getting, so they won't be asking you. So in you actually now going to develop yourself, it will now be you developing yourself. First, you need to make research. I've given you a background on what digital marketers should be able to do. Now you will now go and do forward research, because what I'm currently doing for you is gap analysis. What is your gap in the profession you call yourself? Do you understand? So in you taking any additional or upskilling programs, you should be upskilling in what you lack for the title you're aspiring to be.
Okay.
Not just you wake up one day, you go and say, you say you took a business analysis, data analysis. I can't remember what the things you said you took, right? So you should be upskilling in what you really, because again, a digital marketer is above a content strategy, because a digital marketer is like an over, the over person, like doing the entire this thing for the entire department and everything. So please, you're upskilling, or you would be able to earn and get jobs remotely as a content strategist for now, but at least your long-term plan should not be like, how do I then upskill? And like, okay, let me ask you, in the program you took for digital marketing, did they teach you all these ads and all those things?
For the digital marketing, no, I didn't. I just did. It was not the total program. I didn't finish the total program, so I just did an aspect of it, like the basic, the foundation. Then just the aspect of content
So you
creating.
have a knowledge gap.
So
You have
yeah.
a knowledge gap. And there is no two ways about knowledge gap. You need to go and, you need to go and pick up a program that has the ability to fill your knowledge gap for you to get to where you want to get to. You cannot wing it. You have a knowledge gap, so you can't wing it. And
So when I did the gap analysis, it gave me the suggestion was digital marketing, product management, I think content marketing or content writing or something like that. So those were, I think, about 3 or 4 options that I got from the so that's how I was like, okay, I'm trying to find out where to position as in which one to
So
start with.
given the job you already do, that you
Yeah.
say you understand how to do, and you currently do well, what it means is, although, as far as I'm concerned, you may, how do I explain it? You may still lack knowledge even on the content, because module 1 to 3 of our content program, what we thought was strategy. Like strategy, because content writing is different from being a content strategist. Writing is the finished strategy for somebody has done all the work of the mental work, and that's okay, give you a topic. Can you develop this thing for me? That's a content writer's work. I can give maybe my 10-year-old to even develop it. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's content writing. It's a low, so in the entire scheme of digital marketing thing, content writing is at the lowest ranking part. Then content strategy is the next. Then digital marketing is the next in the whole spectrum. Now, what it now means for you is, for you to be able to command IP, I need to ensure that when you say you do content calendar strategize, where do you do it? What tools do you use? How do you, run me through how you do strategy?
Okay, so for the planning, like it depends on the campaign, and we'll set up a goal. What's a goal? What do we want to achieve? The target audience, the products, maybe if it's still,
it's okay.
yeah.
As I wanted to get your thought process. So that means you understand content strategy. So you can start finding content strategy. Now, maybe my recommendations is just that people say they teach arts, but I don't think I found someone that actually they have a good head on their shoulder. There are only 2 people I can put my hand on the chest in this industry. My friend Amara Okoli Tasi. She's the founder of Maracruz Organics. She runs the manufacturers hub. Let me put it that way. She runs the manufacturers hub. You can find them on this thing, but she runs the manufacturer hub. And the only thing, however, is she teaches a curriculum, like the entire what she teaches around ads and all that stuff. She's focused at product-based business.
Yes.
Yes, she's focused on product-based business in terms of, like how they make sales, how they scale up their sales and everything. But probably because I know what she teaches and everything like that, I always tell her that if I was to recommend a program for someone to learn because they need it not because they want to run their product-based business, but they need to learn it as a person rendering the service, I will honestly recommend someone to that program. Because if I'm not using it, because if you go to our DM now and you say, you want to learn this thing, she'll ask you if you're a product-based business owner, because she's not teaching you as she's not teaching you for the ed tech or for the service exactly. She was not teaching you for the service. But I have gone through, like, I know what is on it. I always tell people that I don't think I've seen something as in-depth in terms of a strategy behind the old digital marketing. Again, experience thought. I'm not even sure I see someone that spends such a huge budget on ads. Like, she teaches from what she's using to run manufacturer's hub. So I'm sure if you go through our page, you might see our ad budget in the month is like 4 million naira. Do you understand? So think about someone who's spending that huge on this thing. So she has a wealth of knowledge on ads. And I think where our major stronghold, what would differentiate her in the market is our data. And like, she's crazy on data. Do you understand? Like, I think the challenge people even have on our program sometimes is understanding mathematics. And she will tell you, I cannot teach you ads without teaching you the mathematics of sales. Like, you need to make your returns on investments. So she's very big on breaking down how much is your cost per lead, how much is your cost per this thing. Your lead will determine if you are going to make profits. No, like, so what makes a program unique, which is actually calls it a scaling program, is the fact that people understand. Like, she's not teaching you ads because she's teaching you ads. She's teaching you ads to make money, like to make profits. Yeah. So she thinks like a business owner, not a digital marketing teacher. Like, she will tell you, I'm an ego girl, as in, you think I came to Lagos
to make money.
You understand? As in, if I'm not making returns for my investment. So she doesn't think about ads. She thinks about ads as a means to an end, so the best teachers are the teachers that they are running a business. Like, I can teach people digital marketing from start to finish. Why? I spend huge in my business on setting up ads and doing the entire thing. So you're telling me, like, before you say this, I'll tell you what is your last conversion rate, what is your this thing. Let's use to calculate how much you will make. I can project how much I will make from a launch, from setting up the ads and everything based on numbers. Did I meet my lead targets today? If I didn't meet I have to double it tomorrow. So that is one person I can really recommend in terms of this thing. But I always put a caveat that she always says she's teaching,
product-based business,
to product-based business owners. But I know quite a number of people who have joined our program, and I see them outside positioning as digital marketer who are rendering that service to people, but they learn from our framework. So that would be my advice in you filling your knowledge gap for where you need to be. But for now, please go and change your title on LinkedIn as content strategist and look for jobs in that regard.
Okay, ma. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
You're welcome. So Temitope Ocholi. So if you are watching me on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, you can come on Zoom. If you are wondering how you get on Zoom, or you can drop your question. So after Temitope Ocholi, I'll read the question directly to me in the chat session, so that we can then be taken from chat and from this thing. So 2 people here, then I take from chat. Please, Temitope, go on.
All right, thank you very much. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad to be here. And I came across your ad, I think it was on Facebook a couple of weeks back, and I was really drawn because it spoke to something that I had been looking for years now. So I am a graduate of economics, and I have worked as an administrator and manager for over 15 years now. Okay. I've held a managerial role for about going on 8 years now. As a school manager, I've worked in the education space for about 10 years. So because of the fact that I've risen to this managerial position, I have administrators working under me, and I supervise 2 locations currently. So I have work-free days. I actually work 3 days a week on site. and I work 2 days a week remotely because I really don't need to be there all the time to supervise what is going on and to give oversight functions. And I do that administrative work really well. So my core is administration, finance, and HR. That's what I've done very well for over 7 years now. Prior to then, I've done administration for about 7 years as well. So I've been looking for opportunities to work remotely on LinkedIn specifically, but it just seems to always elude me. I don't know. I say I get alerts for jobs, and I find out that the skills that are required, I don't have quite a number of them. So it's been a challenge, and I really
You don't
wanted
know
to.
what to do.
Yes,
So
I wanted to know what it is that is the missing link. So when I came across your workplace
this
foundation,
foundational skills program.
okay, this is what has been missing all the while. And then I also, chanced upon the hard skills, and I'm like, okay, because I watched your videos, the 3 videos, and it was mind blowing for me. Getting to find out that there are specific, because you have been in this space and you have highlighted 3 major roles that you feel are on high demand. So why do I want to be looking for a job that is not on high demand? I began to think to myself, because I've applied for a managerial role for so many, administrative manager role for so many years, and I haven't been able to find what suits me specifically. So I was like, okay, why don't I just make a switch? So I took the personalities test, and I was discussing with Muinat, and she sent me an analysis, and I discovered that I would excel as the project manager. So I'm kind of trying to switch lanes
it's
now.
obvious administrative stuff. It's very similar to project manager. Please go on.
Okay, so I just registered actually today for the project management for the hard skills that is currently ongoing, and I just want to know if I'm on track, because
You're on track. Based on
yeah.
all this stuff that you just said, like I was just trying to listen administrative is that, like, I was just going to say in my head that look, project management is your go-to. And of course you need to do WFS. That one is not even, it's not a negotiable thing. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it's now the art skill that may now differ. So you are on track, Temitope. You are really on track. While you are running the program, I would advise that you start to look for things, maybe even on LinkedIn or within your locality, or someone that will just give you something that is, well, even if it is just for 2 months, that will give you the title of a project manager. Because most of the things you will need to execute for a local business in Nigeria right now, so when I say local, it could be Nigeria, whatever, as in if you're not Nigerian in your country, that you can do project management for, like full-time. As when I say full-time, like let me say you can, execute that knowledge on, so that by the time you are done, you would be able to say you have had the title of a project manager before. Because for you right now, because you've done a lot of things around administration, the natural thing, like the natural leadership and organizational thing, you have it. So what you need to learn is project management methodologies, which is the waterfall and the, why is this keeping my mind? The agile methodologies and all that stuff. So that is what you need to learn. Do you understand? You need to learn the methodology, because the difference between local jobs and global jobs is Africans, we may know how to do that. And I mentioned it last session, but we lack terminologies. Like, and in the global space, terminology is a thing. It is not enough that you know how to do that thing. You must know the terms used in that space. For instance, if you are not in project management stage, you say, I have done, I've managed projects, this, as what you are trying to communicate is that, it was me that did that project, though, from when they started like this to when they finished, it was me. That is what you are trying to communicate. But if you have gone through a project management program, you'll be using things like, let me say, I've managed projects end to end. You'll be using things like end to end. Terminologies are key in a space you are getting into. They are asking you, what are the methodologies that you've used to manage this thing before? You don't know, okay, waterfall, you don't know Scrum, you don't know how, you understand? You don't know the terms. So you can do the job, but they are asking you in an interview, you cannot say you have done it because you don't understand what they're even asking you. Do you understand? So what you are coming to learn on this program now is the terminologies of project management in a proper structured place. You need to know the framework so that you can then take maybe even your past experience. You will be shocked that you come on this program right now and you're like, oh my God, so what I was doing then, I was actually doing project management. Like, you will realize you have the experience, but they never gave you that title as a project management. So what you now need to use to fill it will now be, okay, I have the experience. So what I'm going to go and do for someone like you on GOP, what I would typically recommend is someone like you have administrative experience. I can almost bet, especially because you go to the managerial level, you have managed projects. You have managed projects. What then that means is you need to, I need to, negate a call that is coming in on my phone. Just give me 1 minute, please. So what you now need to is to import your to import your own past experience into this new title. So you need, in fact, someone on the GOP batch 8, that's the current Global Opportunities Program, that's the advanced program for professionals that are trying to attract this thing. Someone on the batch 8, as in recently, not did I say recently, today, asked me a question, and my reply was to her was that she should, do the same thing I'm telling you regarding take the experience. You have the experience, but you didn't have it as a title. Now you are having to get into that space. So you are going to have to first do free job in whatever way or form to ensure. So what you are going to get out of that free job is you need to get a title. You need to get that title. It doesn't matter even if you are managing, you are doing project management in a team that has 2 people running it. It doesn't matter. You need to get the offer in that title. And please, no matter how small that team is, make sure that team has a LinkedIn page that you can actually say you are doing something in and tag it on your LinkedIn. So that would be my this thing. So just start doing it, like get into the process. You may not be able to get that opportunity like of that free work before your time runs up at the academy, that's fine. But at least if you get into that distance. So right now, what you are looking on for LinkedIn should be internship volunteering position. And look, this is not just about me. Up Samuel, the one I'm sure maybe, I don't know if you've seen Up Samuel, the person that got 2 managerial roles within I don't know if you've seen that thing, but that was the same thing she did. In fact, fun fact, I still had a paid clarity session with her yesterday that she paid me for. So whenever I tell people that this thing is free, Hope has paid me for WFS, GOP, product management, project management, and she needed a clarity around the particular thing that was really like fingers crossed, and she paid and had that clarity session yesterday with me. That's the same thing she did. Regarding, first doing the volunteering with a US company, then she used it to migrate into the job, this thing. She currently works with the US as a project manager. I'm proud to now, before she found me in March, Hope has never been a project manager. She doesn't even know, like nothing, absolutely nada, nothing. So trust me when I say it's not a question of, maybe she, nothing. She was in customer success. Proud to now, across her 15 years as in the humanitarian, like customer success was a major strong point. So that was the approach. So what Hope now did was then, because she paid for WFS, then she paid for GOP. So Hope had 2 major things. She said, first, I needed to upskill to have the soft skill set. Next, I need to now learn the framework on how to get my LinkedIn for them to say yes to me. So that was our approach. Then she paid for the BFS in March, then she paid for GOP, I think it's April, I can't remember. Then she got those opportunities starting in May. She attracted those opportunities and she realized that the opportunity she attracted was in project management. So she came back to pay us for project management and started the program. So she was learning the framework as she was executing the program. Like as she was learning on the program, it's more like they ask you something at in that volunteering position today, you are going to your course to go and listen and come and implement. That's what she was doing. And by then she was over, so she ran 3 months and then she used it to migrate into like a proper remote job for a US-based company. And that's basically it. So, in fact, she was running 2 concurrently, like 2 different companies that were paying her for the same, like we're paying her as she's a starter. So it's highly possible, but again, you need to ensure you can meet up. Like you need to actually invest your time, because I always want people that people do WFS, that is a foundational program, and they think every other program is as is as easy or is as I don't know, they want this other programs, the hard skills or the technical skills to be that simple. I say, alas, it is hard skills for a reason. It is called hard skills or technical skills for a reason. It's more advanced. It's an advanced program. It is like you are trying to start a career in something. When you went to your school, you use 4 years to learn a career path. Then you come here, you want to do 6 weeks and you don't want to put in the work. Like this is not, we are not playing here. Do you understand? We are not playing here. It's work. It is what it is. We need to, chin it up and learn. So, and then implement. So, I'm glad that you're already on the program. I'm glad that you're really on the program already. So it's now for you to now double up. The only additional thing I would advise you now look out for LinkedIn temporarily would be those volunteering positions. So you can use one stone to kill 2 birds in the sense that you can find volunteering positions that are not necessarily local, right? They are not local in nature. And note, another mindset people go to with volunteering opportunities is they think that it is going to be easy to apply for it. Fun fact, volunteering positions are harder to apply for than jobs in the global space. So I do not want you to treat it like, after all, I'm going to do. They are like, they have more stringent this thing in that space than maybe even jobs sometimes. So please take note of that. So don't have that mindset that it's going to be easy to even apply for that volunteering position. Yeah, so I hope that helps to meet up there.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So if you're just joining us and you're wondering what is happening, we are doing clarity session for career development or even life development, really. But you need to ask me questions, give me background, and I'll answer. Now, the first question in the chat is, before I forget, Daniela, I wanted to add something that I gave that same recommendation to my content strategies on my team 2 days ago. And I just remembered. I told her, I said, your content strategy needs to up. Because again, I was quickly running her through the entire marketing strategy that involves ads budget and everything like that. She was not like, oh, wow. And I said, I told her that the gap I see in her is that she does not have product management or product innovation knowledge. And I told her that what she needs to invest on right now, that's the person that is on my team right now. I told her what she needs to invest on is product management. Why? I told her that, and especially because most of the time, people that are content strategists, you need to learn the skills of sales closing, right? Eventually. Because in you creating content, that content will be able to convert people based on whatever the conversion is, whatever action you want them to take, your content must be able to convert. So what I realized with my content strategies is that I'm not understanding the process of product innovation. I'm the product innovator on my team. Do you understand? And I've participated in several global innovation labs, business labs. I've gone through the design thinking process, right? So I understand product innovation from the empathic stage, market research, to ideation, to prototyping. I understand the global methodology of it. So whenever sometimes I'm explaining to my team and they're like, don't you just get it? I now realize that me understanding design thinking formed the basis of me being a good marketer. Because why? In the design thinking methodology, the most important thing in that entire, whatever it is you want to sell, is the problem framing phase, which is typically preceded by the empathy, empathize with your person that has a problem and research and everything. So I realized that knowing the problem deeply and understanding because in the design thinking framework, you have the problem framing, ideation, prototyping, what's that for this thing? Then you have go-to markets. Oh shit, testing. That's what I was trying to do. Testing. Go-to market is where you are as they've gone to market. So you come and market. Like that is where you are as a consumer. So if you do not understand the framework that led to the fifth thing, your knowledge is kind of on the peripheral, it's shallow. And because just 2 days ago, I was giving that feedback to Dami, who is my content assistant. I just remembered now and said, oh, let me give Daniela this feedback. In you filling your knowledge gap, apart from that ads marketing, ads thing that I said you should check the manufacturers of, you may want to take the product management course. Not because you want to be a product manager, but you need to understand the framework of products. Because again, forget all this thing. Your content, you are trying to sell a product. You said something to me that you're not going to the sales, e-commerce, you need to understand product innovation, full stop. So in you filling your knowledge gap, two major things I've identified right now for you is learning the ads aspect and learning the product. So the product, the order should have, you learn, you learn, understand content and to now amplify is to like if your content to organically reach 2,000 people, then add network threw me out for a bit, but yeah, I'm back. So the whole essence of this thing is to ensure that your content is reaching greater number of people, but the content itself must first be good. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. So 2 knowledge gaps you need to fill, the ads course and the product management course. So I just remember that. Now, let me answer people's question. This person said, I have 2 questions. I'm a graduate of computer science. I worked as a primary school teacher for 3 years, after which I became an entrepreneur. Started cake and pastries business till date. I want to get remote work to support mini business and earn more. Also, because my background is computer science, I would love the tech work. Hence, I registered for the WFS and currently on project management course. I intend to take the internship program also. I hope I'm on the right track. Then what kind of job description am I to look out for? Logistics. So you're already on project management. So it means that that's what you're transitioning career into. So you should actually be doing project management. Like that is your job title right now. Do you understand? So it is what, like, you already say you have a background in computer science. So if you're doing project management, it's in the tech space. So it's but because you now don't have experience, you said that you tend to do the internship. That's a fantastic idea because you running a business in pastries, what your entrepreneurship experience gives you need. What does entrepreneurship experience give you? It gives you excellent work ethic and it allows you to think on your feet. Like as an entrepreneur, if entrepreneurship does not teach you anything, it teaches you that you can wake up in the morning and everything is fine, and by afternoon, everything is going south. Like it teaches you that like fast pace. Like you need to be on your feet, like thinking all the time to break even. So it is although because because you have run a business before. Give me 1 minute. Because you've run a business before, I would say, again, I don't know what pushed you into the business, so I cannot really overstate. If what pushed you into the business, which is, I want to check your personality tests quickly. If what pushed you into the business is the fact that you are a creative person, you like to create. Do you understand? I would say, okay, and oh, but if it is not, you don't think business is your strong point, I would say, please stay in that your stay in that your space. Because what it simply means is you won't do well as a product person. I'm here with you. I'm just quickly reading up certain traits in your personality test. I think you made the right choice, honestly. You made the right choice in the project management. Because your personality is, you are introverted and you people are not really big on innovation for your personality. You're not big on it. So you made the right choice. Stability is a strong point for you. And I say stability, like stable places, making like structure is a major thing for your personality. So you would like personality-wise, project management is good. Tech-wise, you are going to the tech world as a project manager. So I think you made the right choice. Notes, you need to learn the terminologies of project management on this program. You need to learn everything because you need to know it. So please take note of that. I think you made the right choice. Now, the second one is, good evening, Doc. I'm a fresh graduate of BSc Zoology, going for NYSC soon. I want to learn remote work skill, but I don't know the content of it. Can you explain more for that? If you want to learn it, please just go to Workplace Foundational Skills. So when you say you want to learn remote work skills, I will show you something. My assistant in the comment section, can you drop the link to the free, to the free version of this thing on Seller? I need that free link. Can you drop it for me in the comment section? Because this person says, what is the content of remote work skills? So typically, whenever you want to work remotely, there are two sets of skills you need, two sets. You need the skill of the job you are going to do. Like, what job are they hiring you for? Projects, contents, community, like the title of that job. They're going to be hiring you to deliver on the job, right? Now, the second set of skills you now need is the skills that will support you in delivering the job, meaning how to work. You know, how to work can be how to work as a HR, how to work as, like, everybody needs to learn how to work. Like, the major headache of employers is, even if you know the job you want to do, you don't know how to work. And nobody wants to be tied to a person that doesn't know how to work. Things like workflow, like, don't think about workflow as an alien where we say, oh, I need to establish a workflow. They'll be saying you all that thing. Like, simply, let's break it down. It means that you need to know how to work. And just in case you don't understand that concept, let me give you a perfect illustration. An accountant that has been working for 5 years, for instance, they do normal accounting in an on-site job. They do that accounting well in an on-site job. Now, they have a boss who has always been with them on-site. That boss now travels to Canada because of the JAPA. Accountants that the boss did not have a challenge with while he was in Nigeria, right? Then the boss gets it and start complaining to me and saying, oh, this person, I don't understand. This one, I'm going to fire them. What do you think changed? What do you think changed? It is not that they no longer know how to do accounting. It is because the person doesn't know how to work. in the current space as a remote worker. It does not take away that they still understand their accounting. But guess what? Why is that employer complaining to me? The scenario. The employer said, oh, in Canada, I realized that my business, I could actually get certain opportunities for it in terms of grants and whatever, opportunities. Now, this opportunity, I found this thing and I told my accountant that he should join me on Zoom and I need certain information, this thing. I sent him a link to the Google to the drive for him to input certain information for me. He did not reply. I sent him this, he did not do it. I said, okay, now let him join me on Zoom so we can walk through this thing together. He joined me on Zoom. He could not join audio and everything. He said, but long and short of it, by the time he was trying to get information from the accountant, basically ensure the accountant can deliver work to him online, technically, that the opportunity has passed. So basically, that employer of labor just lost opportunity because the accountant does not know how to work in a digitally enabled organization. And by the way, there is a statistic that says by 2030, this 2020, almost, I think, 1 in 2 jobs will require you to be digitally literate. 2030 is just like 5-6 years, right? 1 in 2 jobs will require you to be digitally literate. AKA, you must be able to work online remotely, even if you're not working online. So what that means is you can know your job. It's like a plumber. Like a plumber can know how to do their job, but I cannot employ them because why? Where I need how to work, how to do that job in the environment I need them to do it, they don't know how to navigate that space. So if you are here and you're asking yourself, but I have certification here. I said, my brother, if you have 10 certification, do you know how to work in the remote space? If you don't know it, then your skill set is lacking. And that is basically what I now package into what I call the Workplace Foundational Skills Program. Aisha Ibrahim, this is not the link I need. I need a link, the seller link to the free course on seller. Is Aisha Raji, are you here? The free course on seller, I don't know, I should save that link somewhere. The free links, as in the Workplace Foundational Skills Program, we have a free version of it that you're able to see the entire curriculum, and you are also able to watch the first module of that program. So that is the link I need, the free seller course, the free course on seller. That is what I really need. Seller. Okay, I think I'm doing. I'm waiting for that. What it entails, as that remote work entails. Established, you need to have the skill, the hard skill to do the work, like whatever work they want to hire you for. But now you now need to have another set of skills that is basically around the how to work skill. Do you understand? You need to have another set. You need to have another set, and that is the one I want to show you now. This foundational skills. See, where is this seller link? But does any other person have it? Okay, I've seen it. Thank you very much for dropping that link, so I can share my screen to explain to this recent graduates. Because the moment this person, I don't know, he or she said they're a recent graduate, I totally understood what they mean, because many recent graduates do not understand that there are 2 sets of skills. When I say sets of skills, now the one I first explained to you is the technical one, meaning accountants, whatever, all those names, sure. Now the second one, which most likely you don't know, which my students call the remote worker skills. Every other person calls it soft skills, but I call it workplace foundational skills. And I have a reason for calling it that, because everybody that intends to do work as an employer, as an employee, as a freelancer, as an academic, needs those skills. It is non-negotiable, even if you're not doing remote work. Now, if you can see my screen, right? So I always categorize the skills you need into 4 major buckets, which I have covered in this. When I say 4 major buckets. So the first set of skills you need to be able to do remote work are what you call the digital skills. So you will realize that in this particular thing, after I give you clarity, why is clarity the first thing? Like this clarity session, I have to offer you clarity so you even know what you need. You heard when I was advising Daniela, I said, this is the program you need. This is why you need it. Do you understand? Let's even understand what you need, so that you're not just jumping from pillar to post, packing 10 plus certifications, and you're not still achieving your goal. So, and that is the first thing I did in this clarity session. I established that if you're a professional, there are 2 things we can do for you in the iTrain Africa. 2 major things that we are on our mission to do. I'm not audible. Is that on Instagram? That should be on Instagram. Please, I'm not sure. As in, people can hear me. People can hear me here, right? So it may be a network issue. People can hear me. So right, great. So now, digital skills. So if you check our workplace foundational skills program, this particular program, when I say the free version, right, I always say the free version because the free version allows you to be able to see the entire thing in the curriculum. So for that person who asked me, what exactly do you need? Like, what are the skills you need for workplace skills? You going through this curriculum, you know the skills you need, but can you learn it without paying? No, you have to pay to learn the skills. But if it is just about, okay, what do I need to learn? The curriculum is there for you to view. Now, if it's not about, I need to now have the skills, not just having the information of what you need to learn, then you need to enroll on the Workplace Foundational Skills Program. And trust me, I have had people, 15-year-olds enroll on this. 15-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 65-year-olds. So it doesn't matter what, it doesn't just matter. Anybody that intends to do work, in fact, not just work, needs to, like, there is a mother currently in our Workplace Foundational Skills. She said that she has gotten many results from the WFS. She has not finished. She's finishing, like, we are offboarding them tomorrow. But the one that stood out for me was, in fact, I learned from her. I'm going to use her method. She said there is something I taught them in that thing, which is planning and organization. Can you see this particular module 5? Creating to do sleep, personal planners, SOP meetings, and all those things. She said she used what I taught them around creating SOPs to get a 9-year-old that she's constantly saying she doesn't meet up to target. She doesn't do this, she doesn't do that. That she created an SOP of house chores and how to do it for a 9-year-old. We said, Doc, you will not believe it, that our home has totally transformed in terms of that those children now deliver their tasks to time and they deliver it well. I said, problem solved. Like, I would have never thought of that angle. As I saw that testimonial, my team screenshotted and sent it to me. I said, Kai, Daring, and you're the one that taught this thing. Why didn't you think about using this thing for your own 9-year-old? So, but that lady just gave me that idea. And trust me, I'm going to implement it to structure like how my children now do things. So trust me when I say that, as in the amount of, again, and I thought about that. So far it is work. So far I have a task. What is work? Work is a task that you need to deliver, right? So far I have a task that is deliverable. WFS will help you. It doesn't matter whether it is personal task at home, work task in the academic sector, work task in the professional sector, work task in your entrepreneurship life. She now told me that that business that she has closed since because she didn't have someone with sense to this, that she just discovered that it was not because the person did not, that it is she that did not build SOPs to support the person, that she's going to now go and implement. That was the person. I don't know. That thing is somewhere, but like it's gladdened my heart that somebody is now using it beyond work, like paid work. Let me put it that way, because home work is still work, right? So please, 4 major sets of skills under remote work. I did not say the job you would deliver. The job you would deliver is another skill. That's not a technical skill or hard skill. I'm talking about, for me to now be a good remote or digital or on-site worker, I need 4 sets. The first one is digital skills. So you will discover that the first main module, which is module 2 on this program, is where we walk you through tech tools, softwares, app for the workplace. And we focused mainly on Google tools. Why did we focus on Google tools? It is cloud-based. What does it mean for tools to be cloud-based? Let me show you one of the things we covered in this thing. One of the major things we taught, I'll show you, like, this is my Drive, for instance. We taught people how to use Drive, like Google Drive and everything like that. Why? As I am in this meeting right now, one of the things we taught on that program was how people even organize their Drive. If I need anything, like my entire team have access to this Drive, right? If I need anything, I know where to go to. One of the things I taught on that module 5, you remember that structure, is how to even organize your Drive, apart from using the Drive. So right now, if I forget my laptop at work, at home, I go to work, I don't turn back. You know why? All the things I need for work, so far I can access another laptop and access internet. My work follows me everywhere because we have developed our workspace to use cloud storage, and the cloud storage is free, is by Google. So all the Google tools, for instance, don't let me say all the Google tools, I'm saying Google tools that are relevant for the workspace. So we covered about 15. In fact, we first introduced it to about 70 plus Google tools and software that exists. Then we narrowed down to the one that I know that every day I use it in my workspace. Like, so it doesn't matter what field you are. We narrow this thing down to the Google tools that you typically use, such as Google Doc, Google Drive, your Gmail, your browser, which is for your search engine, your Google Form for surveys, your Google Meet for meetings, your Google Calendar. My Google Calendar is my lifesaver. I cannot leave. Let me shock you. Today's meeting, my team had made arrangement. They changed the meeting to this time and everything. Guess what made me know that your meeting was at this time, right? My Google Calendar. Then I go there and I'm like, oh shit, like time. Can you see it? So why did I not know that this meeting was 6 p.m.? Because according to my Google Calendar, that meeting was scheduled for 3 p.m. This is my Google Calendar, for instance. So I work with my Google Calendar. So I cannot be cramming things. What do I have at this time? Again, if you're in the remote workspace, people always assume that remote work means no work or little work. Guess what? It means plenty work. I wish I could show you the calendar of my time at UN Live. You will see back-to-back meeting. Like, let me show you maybe yesterday. I want to show you like an example of my calendar yesterday. There are some meetings that were not captured here. But for it, like, I need to understand, like, if it is not on my Google Calendar, I will forget it. So again, while people don't want to employ people from Africa for remote work is because we lack all this knowledge and skills to structure ourselves. They will now say, come to meeting at 10 o'clock. You'll not be rushing there, 10:15. I did not know the meeting was holding. You did not send me email. You did not send me chats. And I'm looking at you like, I don't understand. I added the meeting to your Google Calendar. I should send you a chat. It doesn't work like that in the developed space. You need to have tools that support your efficiency at work, which is why we had to cover. And I said, again, Google, as far as I'm concerned, it's just a great choice because it doesn't just have the email. It has every other thing, such as what I just showed you, the calendar, the slides, the Google My Business for people that are entrepreneurs, the Google Project. It has a lot for anybody, whether you're an entrepreneur, freelancer. So these are the things you need to know. But some people don't even know the existence of Google Calendar, not to know what they're using it for, not to use it to improve their efficiency at work. right? And they'll be shouting, I'm a virtual assistant. And I'm just smiling. Like, what are you talking about? You're a virtual assistant. I ask you to do something for me. I get into the drive. I'm just seeing document. You did not organize, like my drives are not in a logical manner. You cannot color code drives. You cannot, like, you must be joking. What did you learn? And by the way, if you ever want to call yourself a real virtual assistant that can work in the remote space, you need a VFSO. Because I did not teach you virtual assistantship from a place of, I am teaching, I'm an instructor. I taught you from me. If you were at the beginning of this meeting, I introduced myself. I've worked twice internationally remotely. And while I was serving as a global program coordinator, I was managing facilitators across 23 global locations, like 30 facilitators. Some of my whatever were like, I think we're across 5 different time zones. I was managing some people that were in Alaska. So trust me, I have acquired experience in terms of what are the things that will support me to deliver on this show beyond me doing the work. Meaning mentally saying, you would never see me send an email out to anybody and not put the time zone. Is it CET? Is it WAT? Time zones. And those are part of the things that no one, like if people have not been in that situation where they're working remotely, internationally, like in bigger spaces, they don't understand it because it has never happened to them. There is an experience I was narrating recently, and I was telling somebody that while I was working at UN Life, time changed. CET time changed. Like time always changed at a particular time of the year, October and March and everything like that. Time changed. And for some reason, it did not align in my head. I was late for my meeting. Why? Because I did not, my calendar notification was off. It was on my calendar, but my calendar notification was work. Why? At work, I have focused time. I wanted to clear a lot of work before that meeting. So I turned off the calendar notification on my system. And by the time I turned it on, I realized that the meeting had started like 30 minutes before then. And I'm like, oh, no, that's not possible. It's just 10. And we're like, oh, shit, time changed yesterday. Those are the things that like people who just teach virtual assistance will not put into consideration when they're creating a program. Because experience, they say, is the best teacher, right? So Google digital tools is your first set of tools or skills for any remote work or for any global job. In fact, if you are working globally and it's not even remote, you need it. If you are working globally, it's remote, you need it. If you are working locally and it is remote, you need it. If you are working in any company that is digitally enabled, you need it. It doesn't matter if you have 20 years of work experience. It does not matter. I have people who have 30 years of work experience on WFS. Why? Alas, they've never been in that space where all these things I'm saying make sense. Now, the second set of skills you need to have, apart from the tech or digital tools, as in digital tools are 2 different modules. So in the module 2, there are 14 lessons addressing digital. The module 3 is also still on digital, right? It has 21 lessons. Now, the module 4 is what I now call the second skill set. I call them what people now really call the soft skills. And I picked one of the major soft skills, communication, and addressed it. Why? Many people that say, oh, I did mass comm, I did, all those communication, I'm a communication specialist, learns it as a definition. What is definition? What is communication? You say when there's a sender and there's a receiver, they receive, they say, and I was just laughing. Like, so in the workplace, it's more like translate that to me in the proper workplace. Do you understand? What I'm saying is communication in the workplace is a different ballgame. Communication in the workplace would involve you sending proper emails. You are off email, you are off this thing, you're not going to be at work that day. Did you set your out of office this thing? Those are real life issues. Did you set your out of office? That is communication, right? I'm telling you that I'm communicating, like, I'm sure if you see, okay, it is my other browser, my personal browser, my Slack, the Slack my team uses is on the personal browser. Like, as in, it's somewhere here. I'm not sharing that screen right now. But communication even involves knowing the right tool to use in the global workspace. Me and you, like, we need to use Slack. It is what it is. And like I said, this particular module is what I refer to as the soft skills. So I arranged two major soft skills that I know that it is like, when people are prioritizing soft skills, I always say, number one at the top of it is your ability to have the brain to remember that you can research things. One, research skills is number one soft skills alive, as far as I'm concerned. It precedes communication. What are you communicating if you do not even research? Research is stopping them, right? Now, when I say research now doesn't translate to academic research, I'm talking about you even knowing the existence of AI. Is it Meta AI, ChatGPT, and all those things to carry out research and using those things well. So one of the things we covered under communication, under soft skills, like I said, digital skills, 4 set of skills, soft skills. Now, under that soft skills, we narrowed it down to 2 major set of skills: ability to research and ability to communicate for the workplace. I keep repeating it. It is not a definition. Now, the third set of skills you need to do remote work is what I call the structure skills. I intentionally did not jam it with like soft skills, because I feel this is more of a project management skill. You need to have basics of project management as a remote worker. You need to have what? Basics of project management as a remote worker. You cannot, look, on my team, we have remote people that are working on my team. Just like, it doesn't matter if you're the project manager. You must know how to navigate project management tools, because you must update it. You must give me, like, it's as if when I was working at UN Live, I'm not a project manager, someone should now send me a link to invite me to Asana or to Monday or to Airtable. I should not be saying, but I'm not the project manager. What will I be doing with all? I say, Auntie, you need to be a part of the team. You need to understand those structure, because in you being able to work on that team effectively, you need to structure your work so that other teammates, their workflow, you need to establish a workflow that makes it easy for others to work with you. And that is where we covered all this structure, creating to-do lists, planners, Gantt chart, concept notes, major things that you do in any work, you know? And as an entrepreneur, you see that concept note is going to be a great resource for you. I can't forget, because I don't know if you don't know, I'm the convener of the Global Mentorship Conference, the biggest impact conference in Africa for youth. You can check us out. Just Google globalmentorshipconference.com. You understand what I'm saying. So that's the third set of skill, right? Third set of skill is structure. I call it the project management skills or the structure skills. Now, the fourth set of skills is what I call the life skills. That is where you have the design thinking. You know, when I was explaining this thing to Daniela about products, this thing, I had to include this lesson. Give me 1 minute, this thing is Okay. Yeah, so like I was saying, the fourth set of skills is what I call life skills, which has to do with where we, again, all this emotional intelligence, negotiations, planning and projection, strategy. Like, oh, everybody on that job needs to be strategic. Let's not lie. Like, strategy is key and all that. Then the last lesson on this program is where I talked about remote work in cross-cultural teams. How do I mean? You can be a remote worker and you are only working with Africans. You can be a remote worker and you're only working with Nigeria. Working remotely in a cross-cultural team is a different experience totally. And I think I'm always grateful for my time at UN Live, because it helps me to see what that really means. Cross-cultural teams. And I talked about it in that lesson. So 4 major, and of course there was a bonus on that program. And this bonus is not what you need for remote work. I said, this bonus module is what you need to get the remote work. 4 major things you need to deliver remote work. the project management, or what I call the structure skills, the life skills, which is the last lesson here and all that, and the last module here, the soft skills, which has to do with communication, research, and all that. Then the digital tools, which is, the first set. And I said, those are what you need to deliver the remote work, apart from your technical skill that you're going to deliver. And I said, but before you get the remote work, you need to have a set of skills. I call it the business aspect of remote work, meaning how do I even sell myself to get the remote work? That was what we covered on the selling yourself to the global markets. Like, it's a bonus module, like, okay, when you finish learning your virtual assistantship and learning all those skills, you need to know how you even get hired to get this job. If there's somebody that is in a job that delivers the job, you need to learn how to get hired to deliver the job, you need to get the job to be able to deliver the job, right? So that is what Module 7 covers. And by the way, people always ask us, why are we subsidizing this program? This program should be 500,000 per program. I say, I know people that paid in the past paid 300,000. I know. Like, it's not because I don't know. Programs like this abroad cost $1,007. So I know, right? So it is not because I don't know, but again, I keep saying my reason all the time. 10 million Africans is the goal. We want to work with governments, with everybody, like global brands, global organizations. Africans need to have the skill set. 10 million Africans need to have the skill set by 2030, in my opinion, because it is what it is. If they say 1 in 2 jobs by 2030 is going to need digital skills, or it's going to need remote worker skills or workplace foundational skills, what's going to happen? Where we currently have almost everybody not having it. So this is us contributing our quota to meeting that target at the subsidized rates. I hope you understand now what you need. And the link to this particular thing is in the comment section. My assistant dropped it just in case you did not get it. I'm going to redrop it now. Let me say good evening. I'm a Scrum Master. Okay, before that Scrum Master. Good evening, Doc. I have 2 questions. No, I've answered that one. Good evening, Doc. Okay, that is the NYC person I just explained to. Good evening, Dr. Derry. Good evening to you too. I'm a Scrum Master. Please, if you want to ask a question on Instagram, on Facebook, you can drop it. You can also come on Zoom. How do you get on Zoom? Just send us a WhatsApp message right now. Somebody will respond to you on WhatsApp. +234 805 345 3099. That is 0805 345 3099. If you're out of Nigeria, please add +234 in front of it. +234 is a Nigerian code. If you're in Nigeria, it's 0805 345 3099. So just send a message, said, give me the Zoom link. I want to join the Zoom meeting. Then you can come on Zoom and speak up or drop your questions. Or rather, you can just drop the questions here. I'm a Scrum Master currently updating my LinkedIn profile and journal. Yesterday, the team that I volunteer with commended me for being consistent and the energy I bring when executing my tasks. Although the commendation was verbal, do you think it is what's included in the awards and recognition section of my LinkedIn? Do you also think it's what's included in my about section? So please, when you say your journal, Biodun, I'm assuming you're on the GOP. If you're on the GOP, that is a Global Opportunities Program, where I teach you the framework, that is a profile building, platform optimization, and positioning. Biodun, because you mentioned journaling, I'm assuming you're on the GOP program. So I'm going to be giving you explanation based on me knowing that you would understand what I'm about to explain. Now, in the PPP framework, which is profile building, platform optimization, positioning, which is what I teach on the Global Opportunities Program for professionals with experience who are looking to attract global opportunities. In that framework, there are different things I taught in the PPP. The first one, where you are currently doing journaling, is where you put together your the value and everything using that step I taught you. One of the things there is journaling. The second step is LinkedIn optimization, which is what is referring to you saying you want to put it in your awards and recognition. That falls under LinkedIn optimization. Now, the third thing you now said is Is it worth including such a thing in your about session? Not necessarily, but is it worth putting it under your positioning? Yes. What is your positioning? Your positioning will include articles and all those things I mentioned on the program. Now it is worth you writing something around it as an article, right? So I'm going to ask you, if you have gotten to the third P in the program, that is where this kind of thing will come up. Not in the profile, the first P, not in the platform optimization, which is LinkedIn optimization. It is supposed to come under the third P, which is positioning, right? That is what this thing. So the recommendation, you don't have to add it into your, because again, when you are adding something to the awards and recognition, there needs to be something to show for it, right? And if you don't, right? So another thing you can get them to do, whoever gave you recommendation, which I also recommended under the LinkedIn optimization program, as in the course, the second course on the GOP program, is asking for recommendation. So I think, we started GOP last Friday, right? So the first one was about onboarding and clarity. The second one, which is this week Friday, is about profile building. The third workshop is around platform optimization. Remind me, because I know this name, Biodun, you must be on the program for you to say journaling. Remind me in the third workshop, not this week's workshop, next week's workshop, what I need to show you around how you get a recommendation for this. Just remind me. Good evening, ma'am. Thanks for, please, if you want to ask a question, use the raise hand button, because I'm just taking questions now from the chat box because no one is raising their hand, right? Good evening, ma'am. Thanks for all you do. As a project manager with business analytics, is it better for me to position myself on LinkedIn as a project manager and business analyst, or just a project? I do not really understand that question, Faith. As a project manager with business analytics, skill, you have it as a skill set. You are not trying to use it as a career. So please stick to your project management. Don't be everywhere. So you have it as a skill set, but you're not trying to get the job as a business analyst. So it should be a skill set that is complementing your main career. It is not everything. You heard me when I was talking right now that how somebody that Danielle, she said she's a digital marketer. But when I was asking that question, me that did not say I'm a digital marketer on my profile, I probably know more than she does, right? It is not everything you have as a skill set you use as a career title on LinkedIn. If I wanted to do that, my list will be long. I will have plenty of titles. I will have global opportunity. I will have a digital marketer. I will have content strategist. Look, as a business owner, I have nothing less than 10 skill sets that I could use for a career. Which is why you will see that my first job internationally was design lead. Why did they employ me as a design lead? I understand design thinking process. I was at Unleash Innovation Lab in Singapore in 2018. I have used it in my business. I have taught it as a course. So I took that skill set, used it to get a job as a design thinking person, as a design lead for a global project. When it was time to say, okay, this UN Live job, I gathered another set of skill sets, which has to do around me facilitating, coordinating programs to get that second job, unrelated. Why? Because as an entrepreneur, and not just as an entrepreneur with global exposure and training, I have various skill sets that I could sell anywhere. I think today somebody's reached out to us to say, as in, like they'll probably want me on a thing. And what do they want me as? A grant expert on this thing. If I want to take that thing right now, I will take it. Why? I teach it. But do you see me putting grant expert on my title on LinkedIn? No. But it is a skill set. In fact, it is one of the skill sets that they use in hiring me for my role at the UN Live, at the Museum for the United Nations. Like when you go on LinkedIn, and that is the funny thing. When people search for jobs on LinkedIn, you know why they always say they don't qualify? A lot of skills that global employers merge together are unrelated. They will give you one job title and they will now demand for skill set that you'd have obtained from different walks of life. It is in the past, people used to say jack of all trade was an abuse. Right now in the global space, if you do not have versatile experience across board, you are joking, you're not getting that job. If you want to see if we are doubt me, let's go to LinkedIn. I'll probably share another this thing. Let's just look for any job, any title, project management, health, this thing. You will start seeing the requirements under it. You must have gone through different departments to have that requirements. Do you get it? So yeah, my job was program coordinator at UN Life, but then one of the requirements was you must have proficiency in this thing. And they told me project management certification is an added advantage. I don't even have anything around project management, but I still got the job. Why? Because the skill set, the job they needed that person to do, which is one of the reasons they asked for project this thing. What was required, I had the skill set. In whether it is in my business, in my lecturing time, I had the skill set that I had acquired from those things. So focus on whatever your primary thing is on LinkedIn, then use those other skills you have as a differentiator. So if they call two of you into an interview, what will make me then pick me? It is just your extra skill sets. Good evening, though. I just need clarity on which career path to take. I'm a recent graduate in electrical engineering. The only work experience I have is during my internship while in school. And in my internship, I was in charge of managing my group people to carry on electrical tasks while also learning few electrical work while doing this. I learned data analysis, and that's what I have positioned myself as on LinkedIn. All taking because I went on the competition and my team won because I was the one that pitched the products for my team and I actually enjoyed it. But in the downside, I am not really a fan of talking to people. What do I position myself as remotely in LinkedIn? Should I learn a new skill? I'm currently volunteering as an admin data entry person for a company. I am literally confused on what to do. This is an adventurer. Only adventurers seem to be people that are very creative and innovative people. So again, electrical engineering, it gives you a science background. What does science background give you? It expands your brain to, think outside the box. One, that is the only thing I'm taking out of that degree. Now, the second thing you said is you learn data entry. Did you enjoy it? Data analysis. Did you enjoy it? Is it something you enjoy? Did you enjoy it? You didn't talk about data analysis, and that was what I positioned myself on. So I am going to put this out. Many people, because we are in an age where people are constantly ringing, learn cybersecurity, learn data entry, learn data analysis, learn this, learn that, all those plenty, learn business analysis, learn project management. People are constantly, which is why I always advise people to take the free version. This is on my screen. The free version of this program, we even give you basics around how to do gap analysis. It is key. There is a reason there is no program like my program in the market, and I am not even bragging. Why? Look, I say this all the time. No matter how fast you go in the wrong direction, you would never arrive at your destination. Clarity before doing, clarity before knowledge acquisition, clarity before racing. When you do not know what you lack, there's a reason I am spending 2 hours of my nights to give free clarity sessions. It is because it is alarming the number of people that come into our inbox and say, I did data analysis, I did data entry, I did, and after they finish narrating all their story, all those things do not add up in their career developments because they were just doing it because there is a rave, there is that noise. Silence the noise and ask, what do I need? You don't now need to ask. If you jammed me, you can figure out what you need by just watching this particular module 1 for free. I'm not aspire to perspire. I give you frameworks, all the things I teach, whether it is on GOP, on WFS, it is framework. What is a framework? It means that a logical step-by-step scientific approach to something that can help you get repeatable results. Meaning, I will say, go and do this. When you do this, this is what you get. That means I can tell someone in Kenya, in Ghana, if they follow the same stepwise approach, they do it. I am not motivating you. I have a clear video that explains, go to LinkedIn, do this, do that, and you will get this amount of clarity, and you would know. One of the things I also recommended in that lesson 1 to 5 is for you to do a personality test. And I'm glad that you have done that and you came with that thing. Now that you have come with that thing, as you were talking, you said you were put in charge of your team, and what they asked you to do was to pitch. See, I have a friend, I'm going to mention her again, Amara. Amara, the founder of Manufacturers Hub and Mara Cooks Organics. Amara is a complete introvert. She hates to talk to people. She doesn't like to interact with people, but she's a beast if she has to pitch, if she has to teach, if she has to, project, like has to talk to people around how to scale up their business. She's a beast. When I say it's a beast, like her introversion no reach, that stuff. She's a great speaker. She's a great teacher. So your personal introversion has nothing to do with what you don't like is social interaction. But you are happy to talk about what you know. Right? I don't know why someone on Instagram is saying they can't hear anything. You are happy to talk about what you know. So there are two people always think, I don't like, I'm an introvert. It is equivalent to I cannot be a great speaker. You can be an introvert and be a great speaker and a teacher. They have nothing, absolutely, they have no correlation. Do you understand? So if you said you pitched, so you pitched and you liked it, that is something I want to hold on to. What it simply means is you like the act of selling. You can sell. It means you should probably be exploring things like marketing and sales. You should be exploring marketing and sales because pitching is a high level selling. Pitching is selling your ideas. People buy into it. Is a high level sales. In fact, it is when you are categorizing sales, it is higher on, it is like when I say what you should be investing on in actually getting knowledge around, sales. So the sales is at the ground level of it. After sales is, product innovation, because again, you need, like I told the other lady the other time, you need to understand product innovation for you to be a good marketer. Like when I say marketer can be content marketer, digital, whatever, all those things. For you to do well in the marketing space, you need to understand products. So, and I'm sure you understand that also. For you to have said you pitched the product and you won, you understood the products to sell it. You cannot sell what you don't understand. You can't sell what you don't understand. You must understand what you are selling for you to be a good salesperson. So my advice to you would be, go and look for careers around marketing and sales. And it doesn't have to be the kind of marketer you think about. You just heard Daniela say now that she's in digital marketing, which is marketing, but she's focused on strategy. You can be focused on strategy. People work on the bank and they don't do marketing or go out and go and find customer, but they are focused on marketing strategy, which is a pretty high level cerebral thing that people want on their team, marketing strategy. So, and another career path you should actually think about, if you have the skill set, will be actually, joining people on their team as grants writer, pitch person, salesperson, and things like that. That would be my advice to you, because the 2 times you mentioned this data, whether it is data entry or data analysis, you didn't seem to be enthusiastic about it. It didn't sound like you were enthusiastic about it. Okay? So I do not think it is something you would enjoy. So I think your major conflict within yourself is, I do not like talking to people, but I enjoy selling. So there are career paths in marketing and sales that does not involve daily interaction. And that is the one that has to do with the cerebral part. Yeah, that would be my advice to you. Good evening, man. Thanks for having me. I'm a trained secondary school I'm a trained secondary school and high school teacher, and I have about 9 years of work experience. I'm trained in climate change and sustainable development. I'm also interested in programs that empower the underprivileged. Will I be able to get the remote or global job in any of these areas with a soft skills program? Your area of interest is not a job. I'm interested in climate change. So what are you getting the job as climate change experts? Or climate change advocates? One more thing I wanted to mention before I move on. This treasure, the person that said they did engineering, it skipped my mind, but I will go back to it because I'm reading the next question. She said, I learned data analysis, and that is what I have positioned myself on LinkedIn. Many people make the mistake of positioning themselves on LinkedIn based on the certification, or I took a data analyst course, I took a whatever course. People make a mistake of positioning themselves as what they are not. You are not a data analyst yet because you don't have experience in it. As far as LinkedIn is concerned, let's be clear. And people can see through it. That is why you have someone who say data analyst, virtual assistants, data entrist. Why? So you think it's for every certification you read that you acquire, that you automatically become that thing. You lie. One of the major things I teach for professionals, why do you think my GOP program, Global Opportunities Program, that I teach, that I've been teaching since when, that has worked for 400 plus professionals to attract global opportunities, why do you think it works? Why do you think I put a condition on that program that you must come with your experience? It is because when I teach them, this PPP framework I teach them relies basically on experience. Forget, like I have professionals that I've positioned on LinkedIn as project manager that have nothing, no certification whatsoever. I just talked about hope now. I talked about hope today. Absolutely no certification on anything that they don't have that certification, but they have jobs in it, global jobs. So let's be clear. I have clients I've worked with that their first degrees in engineering, they don't have any other, or whatever. And they are currently HR without necessarily having a certification. How do you think that played out? How do you think they are trying these opportunities? I got a certification in it. Doesn't make you a professional in it. Knowledge is different from proficiency. Knowledge is different from proficiency. If you are in this room and you're an experienced person, your best bet out of my programs is the GOP. That's a Global Opportunities Program. That is where I teach, I teach the skills of you positioning as whatever you have experience in. That is why I teach the skills. Like, again, provided you don't really have time to waste, like you don't want to do try and error, like you just want to learn from someone that understands it and move. That is like, it's a program. I think that program has 2 online courses that is in it. 2 online courses, workshops, support for like 3 months and things like that. If you're a professional with experience, that is your best chance. Stop positioning based on what you have on academic or certification. Like, that is why it is not working. It's that simple. People can see through. That means if I spend the next 1 month now, I use 1 month, one week, I'll be saying I got the certificates in certification in I did 1 Google course. I did 1 Google course. I did 1 Google course as a Excel expert. I will position myself as a Excel expert. Did another course on a Google free course on a virtual assistant. I carried the virtual assistant, had it. Did another free Google course on a data entry. I had it. Do you know how many courses I've done? But they are for knowledge improvement. They are to add to my skill set. I will now use that skill set to go and deliver the job, and then I come and start positioning as that person. Like, ask yourself, let's be logical. When I call myself a global opportunities expert, if I had not won 35 plus global opportunities, will you call me that? If I come to you and I say I'm a global opportunities expert, and you don't see my pedigree, having that long lineup of global opportunities, will you consider me a good teacher to you? That is how it is. That is how it works on LinkedIn. And people can, hiring managers can see through all the fluff. They can see through it. Okay? So, good evening, ma'am, and thanks for having me. I'm a trained teacher. It is this person's thing I was reading that made me go back to that question. Because I see a lot of people on LinkedIn, climate change advocates, all that, this thing. I like to help underprivileged people. What you like is not a profession. Advocates is not a profession. What makes people offer you a remote job or a global opportunity, because global opportunities are different things. It could be remote job, it could be award, it could be invitation to sit on board, it could be speakership, it could be internships, it could be what's it called? Innovation lab, business lab, hackathon. Those are different global opportunities, right? What makes people offer you a remote job is in exchange for the value you bring to that team. What you want doesn't matter. What you are interested in doesn't matter. What you should be focusing on is, what do I have to offer the employer of labor? What do they need? What value do I bring to the table? So even if I want to recommend to you, I like to empower the underprivileged. I'm interested in programs that empower the underprivileged. The next thing, like I have a foundation. iTrain Africa has a foundation. You come to my organization with this particular pitch, and I'll say, okay, it's good. Your values align with ours. Oh, you like to help the underprivileged. You like to talk, sustainable development. Oh, what it simply means that, okay, at least the person is interested in impact. The next question I'll probably ask you is, okay, so what do you have proficiency in? What can you deliver to me? In what capacity do you want to work with me? That's my next question. I'm not going to pay you because you like to empower someone. I will pay you for the job specific thing you are delivering within my organization. So you said, I'm interested in climate change and sustainable development. I'm also interested in programs that empower the environment. Will I be able to get the remote or global job in any of these areas with the soft skills program? Please, Ma, with your global experience, especially with the UN, my dream job, can you help me recommend any other area that will help me get a global job that involves traveling? Thank you. And that's the thing. If wishes were horses, everybody in this room be working at the UN. And there is a misconception, because again, I have great expertise. In fact, I was invited to speak at a podcast, an international podcast on SDG 8, sometime soon, right? So I have great expertise around SDGs. There is a common misconception that once you say you are advocating for SDGs, it is equivalent to global opportunities. Oh, everybody should get that out of their mind. Once you say, I'm advocating, I'm interested, I'm enthusiastic about doing good, it is equivalent to, ask yourself. At my global interviews, they of course, because that UN Life is a non-profit and all those things, it means that they will be looking for someone that can do a specific job, but that is aligned with their values. What are the values of the UN? Sustainable development, that is sustainability of the earth, which is why you now have sustainable development goals, addressing all the global problems. So they want, like when you are getting a job in such places, they don't want to start explaining SDGs to you. They don't want to start explaining impacts to you. They don't want to start explaining to you why your job is important. They need someone that comes with that mindset of why their job is important. It's like, why their job is important, because they align with the values of the organization. All those things are the values that culture, company values that they have. Do you work as a value? You work in a job, in a career. So whenever people tell me, oh, my dream, this thing, I work like, and I'll ask you, please, what exact job, career, within that space will you be doing? Because a job is not given to you because you align in values. A job is given to you because you can render a service. You can do a task. You can do a task that they will not give you money in exchange for. SDGs are just values, are the things the organization, is the goal of the organization for them to achieve the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals. That is this is a sustainable development, that is the goal of UN. What does it now mean? It means that in them achieving their goal, they now employ staff in various capacities, from strategists to content creators to HR to this thing. Everybody, when I said I was working at UN Life, did I not say I was working as global program coordinator? I still had a title of program coordinator because I could do it. So the added advantage for me was not the fact that I was aligning with what they liked, which was the SDGs. I worked on a project, on a climate change project, which was called the Global We. The Global We, and one of our initial projects was the COP27, where we held in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt. We were working on the delivery of a project. Where you work in spaces like that, it is what you are going to do. Don't let us get it twisted. In my capacity as a program coordinator, I would sit. My boss I was reporting to was in India, 4.5 hours ahead of me. Some people are reporting to me and they were in Alaska. It means that 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm already doing the job. 9:30 in the night, I am waiting to contact somebody that is just getting to 7 a.m. at home morning. I was doing the work of program coordination. So wishes, I wish to, is not a thing. I would say, in what capacity? Anybody can work at UN, even content. Like, what am I saying? If you follow this lady on Instagram, Chef T, if you follow on Instagram, she was recently in the US on the Bill Gates program, the goalkeepers. She was given something. They took her to the US. That was a global opportunity. And what is she? She's a content creator in the food and nutrition space. She creates content around food. So it means that she got a global opportunity within our area of expertise as a content creator. Because at that event, they needed a content creator out of Nigeria that will be filming it and be showing the world, be updating our story. So our capacity as a content creator took her to the Bill Gates events as a global content creator. Do you understand that now? I am passionate about, again, that's another mistake I see people make on their LinkedIn. I'm passionate about the SDGs. I'm passionate about impact. I'm an entity as a and they think that is how people get jobs right there, right? Passion, yeah. And so what? It only differentiates you in the sense that if they were to hire someone, like, which is one of the reasons they must have hired Chef T, right? When I saw her on that, it's a given. I understand her. I understand why she was a choice of a content creator. Why? You would typically see her talk about the sustainability of, whatever she's doing. Like, she understands sustainability of the world. So it is only that, now we don't have to, like, the content creator can do their job and we don't have to explain to her why she should talk about our event in a way that aligns with our values, because she understands our values. It is only an added advantage. So if they put various hit makers and content creators like this, and why do I say that? Let me give you an insight tip. When I was working at UN Live, we needed to hire influencers. We need to hire influencers. And it was so difficult for us to find influencers in the climate space. Very difficult in Nigeria. Very difficult. Why? Because even if they were content creators, they were influencers with millions. We cannot go and get an influencer in the entertainment industry because they don't align with our values. We couldn't go and, do you understand what I'm saying? So we need to get the content creator that is kind of cerebral, that understands that space. And that's what we did. Do you understand? That is what we did. So it is key that you know that it doesn't matter the global space you are going, you need to do the work. Capish? Right? You need to have a work you are going to do in that global space. Huh? Good evening, ma. I'm a teacher. I did NCE first degree, master's and PhD in education. I have taught in 2 secondary schools before. I am 52 and I'm currently I currently teach education courses in the College of Education. I don't have any proud skill for remote job, and my use of computer is limited. I want to get some skills which would not be hard for me, that could help me in my teaching job and also fetch me more money. Please join WFS. This program, where's that program? Join the BFS. That is the only thing I'm going to say to you. Like, join the BFS. You need digital skills. My assistant, I don't know, Tosi, Amina, I don't know which of you is in the comment section. That's my recommendation for you. You said I need to get some skills. Then you need to get the remote worker skills. It's that simple, because it's focusing mainly on the digital skills, then of course other skills that you need for the remote work. Yeah. And I am the facilitator of that program. So if you've listened to me for the past 1 hour or 2 hours, rate my teaching. I know how to explain things well, even if I say so myself. Again, I'm a teacher who has the natural ability to teach, who has learned how to teach. How do I put it? I have the natural ability to teach, but I learned how to facilitate 21st century trainings from a World Bank master trainer. So I am not just gifted in teaching. I learned how to teach also. So I have the art and the science of teaching. Plus, I've also taught at the university. So I have all the things that makes me a good teacher, because many people keep asking, how did you become such a great online or facilitator for this? And I said, hello. Academically, I have taught. I have the natural ability to teach, and I have learned how to teach from a World Bank master trainer. So yeah. If you can't understand my course, then most likely you can understand another person's course. Good evening, Ma. I'm a graduate. Is anybody raising their hand? Nobody. I'm a graduate in mathematics since 2006. I've taught in secondary school and high schools. I have a teacher training certificate that qualifies me teaching in the primary school. But for the last 7 years, I have been involved in electoral operations and management in my country. I've never done business before. I find it difficult to sell. I'm in the WFS batch 5. I want to transition to remote space. What advice do you have for me? You have been doing electoral operations and management, meaning that what you have experience and skill set in is operations and management. Operations and management is what you have experience in the electoral sector. Operations and management is what you have experience in. So what that means is your mathematics experience does not count though. Your teaching experience may even still count because you've taught and you have a certificate in it. But except for the last 13 years, it's operations and management you have been doing. So give me a minute. Let me share my LinkedIn screen. Let me stop share and share my LinkedIn screen for a bit, because I'm trying to just give me a minute. I'm trying to find my LinkedIn this thing. Okay, great. So let me share my LinkedIn screen. So now, oh, sorry, if you're on Instagram or Facebook, you may be able to see my screen, but I'm currently sharing my screen on Zoom. So if you want to see the screen, is either you come into Zoom or you go to our YouTube, iTrain Africa. Just find iTrain Africa. It's currently streaming on our YouTube, so you can go to YouTube if you don't want to come on Zoom. Now, why did I have to come here? Operations and management. What country are you from, by the way? Because I need, so that it's easy for me to search with your country, but let me first use Canada first. Operations and management. If you see my screen again, how to go about all this, getting to even search for jobs on LinkedIn, search. It is on the free, it's totally on the free course. So you don't have to start asking me, how did you get, it's on the, sorry. not this. Give me a minute. Let me take that link from the comments section. Right? It's on the free program, so you don't have to start overthinking it. How I did that particular, it's on the free WFA, that is Workplace Foundational Skills. It's on the very free version of it. Like, it's that basic. It's part of my Clarity module that is for free. Like, over 11,000 people have gone through this free module 1. That is this one. That's where you cover this this one, where you cover this mindset to work globally, the major skills required to work with the skill set you need to. So if you go to lesson 4 and 5 of this particular free one, how to do this is there. So you don't have to start saying, how did I get there? Did I get there? Because I always get that. Once I do this, people are like, how did you do it? How did you do it? I'm like, just go and watch the free one. You would figure out. So now, operations and management, you've done it for 13 years. So that would assume that you have mid-level, mid to senior level, or let's even say associate, or basically, let me even leave it. So I wanted to filter it to entry-level, associates, middle level, and everything. But let me even leave it. So for instance, operations and management in Canada, for instance, now, what I typically advise people to do is, that is what you have proficiency, really. But I don't have the details of the exactly operations and management that you are doing. Is it logistics? Like, I don't have this thing, but the information you gave me, that is what I brought to LinkedIn. So supply plan and nutrition. I will now advise you, you know exactly what you have been doing. You know the exact job you've been doing in operations and management. Go through all these jobs here like this. This is what I call, what's it called? Skills mapping and gap analysis. Skills mapping means you identifying the skills you have. How do you identify the skills you have? You need to come and find the job that is similar to your skill sets. Like, you need to come here, coordinator patient care. And my advice, just don't find a job that is similar. Find it in a similar industry, in an industry where you have worked before, or something close to your industry. So that way, you'll be able to see open opportunities that are close to what you're able to do. So when you entry lead this, just look through this. I can't do this for you. Look through this. When you look through this, you can then say, oh, this kind of job looks something like what I'm, because when you click on it, can you see this one now? Stop production team member, right? If you look through this, what you expect, what you get, they will also talk about what they expect from you, who we are, what you're supposed to do for them, summary of the position. This is what you're going to do. They talk about what you're going to do in the role, any role at all. This one is director of operations, is remote role. If you look at this one, director of operations is remote role in Canada, 80K to 100K Canadian dollars. That is what they are offering as a remote job and all that. So if I look at all these things about the projects, they talked about the opportunity, they talked about the director of operations, most likely, this is what your responsibilities are going to be. So you look at this responsibility and say, is it what I am capable of? So what I'm doing right now is I'm mapping out your skill sets and doing gap analysis for it. Meaning, by the time you look at this, you now ask yourself, if out of all these things I can't do all, it means that you are not proficient in it. It means that whatever this job is not for you. There's no point saying, 80K, $100K dollars. It's simply not for you. If you are not proficient in it, you can't do it. Do you understand? Which is why I say operations and management is a very large term. So you know specifically what you've been doing under operations and management in your capacity. When you know it, find a job that has what you are supposed to do in it similar to it. When you look at the title of that job, then you can start using that title to look for the specific job you want. I hope that helps. So, good evening, Doc. I need to round off by 9 in the latest. I'm a lecturer in geography looking to transition into tech. I also run a baking side business. A personality test. I'm thinking of project management based on what seems to be in demand in the market. Please, you think I'm on the right track? I'm aligned with personality type. Aligned with my personality type. I love counseling, but it's not tech. How do I reconcile this? Let me say this. I there are 3 programs we offer at the Skilled for Work Academy in the technical school. In the soft skills school, it's just WFS. That is a universal program for everybody, right? Now, in the technical school, we offer 3 major programs. And when we started the technical school, we did our research, we did everything, and we arranged it based on global demand. When I say global demand, we realized it is projects, products, and content, which is why those are the 3 programs we focused on creating, because again, we are called the Global Employability Academy for a reason. My focus is not just to teach you. Like when they ask me which SDG am I addressing, I say I'm addressing SDG 8, but I'm using SDG 4 as a means to get there. What is SDG 8? Decent work and economic growth. What is SDG 4? Education. Education is my vehicle to ensuring people get decent work and there's economic growth in Africa. That is my rationale. So my 2 major SDGs are SDG 4 and 8, right? But for the Skilled for Work Academy, our primary SDG is SDG 8 because we are focused on employability. Now, what does that mean? It simply means that in the global workforce, the highest in demand is not necessarily the highest in demand in the local workforce. Because a lot of statistics that are out there, LinkedIn, any statistic, anywhere you find statistics, have sampled the global population. When they are, like, if LinkedIn is giving you a recommendation on why do people keep coming to me to come and learn GOP or LinkedIn optimization after they have paid Oyibo in quotes to come to learn it and they didn't get it? I always say, whatever recommendations you got from whether it is Google about LinkedIn or whatever, it is based on the research the person has done in the US markets. The US market has over 200 million profiles. So when they did that research, they did it on a population that is not you, that is not Africa. One of the major challenges we have in Africa is lack of data. We don't have data. We don't have data. And people keep training for data analysis. We don't have data, right? So it means that what we really find on Google is not a representative of the African markets, which made it difficult for me. There is a reason that before I created SFW, I had to use 3 years to do market testing, iterating, and everything. Then we did a continental-wide launch. Why? Data. There is no data. So if you must create something that is really going to meet the need of people, you need to work with data. Now, in me running this academy, sending people for postings, partnering with local and international organizations to take people into the internship program, I realized that the former order that I arranged this thing was project management, product management, and content based on global research. The reality is the order of demand in the labor market right now, based on the African market, on the need of the business owners, it is content, projects, products. But if I search for products manager right now, they are the highest place in the global market because they are the highest in demand in the global space. And why do you think that is? The global space, the international space is a developed world. They are focused on developing products to address problems. Africans have the problem, the developed world have the solution. We have problems and businesses are created or products are created to solve a problem. Again, if you've taken WFS, you understand this thing. This thing I'm explaining to you right now is under module 7, lesson 1, design thinking. This thing I'm explaining to you right now, I learned at the Global Innovation Lab, right? Now, what it means is in our African markets, the highest demand right now are content creators and community managers. Why is that? For the sake of statistics, 93, just give me 1 minute. I'm going to share something with you. I don't want to be wrong on that statistics. That is why I want to check it. I'm not sure whether it is 88% or 93%, But for the sake of statistics, let me find the statistics. Because I'm online, I don't want to quote something that I'm not very exact about this thing. I would have just given this thing. Now, there's a statistic that says that business owners like employ in Africa, employ, is it 88%? Like, is it 88 or 93%? I'm not very certain. But why do I need to give you the statistics? Business owners employ like almost 90% or even more than 90% of the people in the labor markets in Africa, in Nigeria as a case study. Now, if business owners employ that 90%, not government, what it means is you should not be asking yourself, what is the most important job once a business owner wants to employ right now? Or even if they're not employed, it's just them. What is the most important job that every business owner needs? Can somebody tell me in the comment section? If you run a business right now, or even if you don't, what is that role that you cannot wake up one morning if you want to sell? If you want to sell your business, you cannot wake up one morning and not do it. What is that thing? Every single day, what is the most important need of the business owner in today's world, especially in the digital space? Content. Content. So it means that if we have 88% of this thing, and we have about 53 million businesses in this thing, Nigeria, what does it mean? It means that every single business needs a content person. Imagine. So it means that in this market, there's like a deficit of over 50 million content creators. I have partners that have been waiting to get content creator interns from me in the last 3 months, and they don't have. Like, I want you to sink in. So what it means is any content strategist, I like to say, not content, because content creator is not those people that are doing content like, the likes of Tommy, Kiki, and co. Content creators are people that, they create content to entertain us and all those things, and people pay them to now influence brands. So that is a content creator in the actual terms of content creator in the definition of today. So I always say content writer or content strategist, people that write content or strategize for content. So I always call people that graduate from my academy. Oh, Joy, really? People have been complaining about this Instagram, them not hearing me, and I don't know why. Because people on Zoom can hear me, people on Facebook can hear me. So I do not know. I just hope it is not that call that came in while I was, I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. And if I cut this, I might need to restart it and all that stuff. So, which is why I don't want to cut it. Hopefully people can catch the replay, right? So if you're on Instagram, you can catch the replay, because if I cut it right now, it will end your live and I'll have to start it again, right? So, or you can move over to Facebook or YouTube. If you're on Instagram, go to YouTube, search for iTrain Africa, watch it there. If you're on, you can also go to my personal Facebook page, Aderisola Adepoju, my personal Facebook page, it's there. Like, I'm live on multiple channels right now. So why am I saying this? I always tell people that if you are looking for, if you're the kind of person that you don't have preference, like, oh, I want to be a project, but you don't have preference, eh? Content creation is your not creation. Content strategy and writing is a place that has deficiency a lot in the African market. But maybe in developed spaces, the statistics available says project managers are needed. Again, in my team, I always use my team as this thing. In my team, we have 3 people on content, and we have just 1 project manager. So in the ratio of, for every business that needs 3 content writers or strategists, needs 1 project manager. So it means that content writers are needed 3 times as much as a project manager is needed. Because last, there is absolutely no there is no business without marketing and sales. So all this thing, product innovation and all that, yada, yada, yada. What is a project? The project is something that has a start and stop time. What we are delivering a project. Should be is when that project, they market it and they sell that there's business. And content is marketing. Content is marketing. Content is marketing. Do you understand? So which is why if they ask me right now, based on the statistics I am currently gathering at SFW, I would say content before projects, before products. But that is only based on if you don't have preference. Now, if you now have preference, and your preference may not be a personal preference, it may be that when you did your personality type, it favors, you know, that thing. That is a preference that was determined for you by your personality. If you have preference, it could be a preference that is determined for you based on your experience working in the last 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever years. But I'm saying that for some, I answered the question of the person that was asking about, they are not concerned about preference. So in my opinion, which one out of the 3 should they take first that they can easily find job in? Is content. My sister, it is content, or my brother, I don't even know if the person is saying it is content, okay? I would need to round up. Good evening, Doc. I'm a lecturer in geography looking to transition into. Okay, that was the person I just finished answering. Good evening, Doc. I read business management and have masters in guidance and counseling. I currently work as an administrator in the school. Okay, I'm a newbie in this tech space. I need clarity on if I should hold on and start with WFS first before the technical skill, or it doesn't matter. I can still cope with technical skills. Also, I want to be sure on which tech skill would be more appropriate for me. I took the personality test, mediator. I honestly think content will be better for you. Intuitive people do well in content based and they write great stories. Just in case you are not on this thing, let me show you. I'm going to, I'm going to just let me be certain. Just let me quickly check something. I want to be certain, but off the top of my head, intuitive people always do well in they do well in things that has to do with like storytelling, content, and the likes and all that stuff. So yeah. But again, you have been doing something different for the longest time. So let me just check quickly and I'll be back. I'm here. So I need to drink water. Like you know what? Let me share my screen with you. I just asked AI down, and AI said content creation and management as the best way. Why introverted? So maybe content creation allows for solo work, like intuitive. They are imaginative, innovative. I'm going to paste exactly what's this thing. I just wanted to cross check, but maybe I saw that intuitive people always do well in content creation, and they are also imaginative people. So content creation is what I would say. And for content creation, I honestly feel like you can do it without first necessarily going through WFS, or you take the self-study approach for WFS. What do I mean by self-study approach? What you need, most, like for you to get into the remote workspace, what you need the most on WFS is the first 3 modules, the digital tools for you to be able to navigate. Like, let me re-explain. Like on the technical skills program, we start to teach you things like, oh, do this, create mirror on your mirror board. You know what? Let me share my screen again so this makes better sense to you. we start to say on your mirror board, do this, do that. Like we are talking about tools for work efficiency, blah, blah, blah. So because we are talking about tools for work efficiency, which is not the main thing we are teaching on the course, we are teaching you content creation and strategy. So we are just referring to it like you already know it, right? We are referring to it like you already know it. So that is where you will struggle, because on the soft skills program, we have already covered the tools you need for remote work. The, things, we've covered tools and all that. So what we always, if you want to do a technical program right now and you want to join this batch, please take notes. The next batch in our technical school is May 2025. The next batch for WFS is starting February 1. Registration is closing January 28th. And I always say, every time I say this, whatever subsidy the program is right now is only guaranteed for what it is right now. Why do I always put that caveat? Situation might change in the next 1 or 2 months that will require us to not be able to subsidize a program at that level. This program is only currently subsidized in the African markets. When we have discussion with people that we are trying to partner with in the international scene, it is not at the same price right now. Like, do you understand? So I'm just saying it so that someone will not say, I will wait till that time. Please note, whatever it is at the time you enroll. Why do I say so? I know there are tens of people who have enrolled to start in February right now on our list who are waiting. Why? They simply paid to ensure that they are paying the 65% subsidized price of WFS. Please and please and please. I always say, I do not guarantee anybody the price of a program in the future. I can only tell you what it is now. Now, so here's what I was saying. So on the content program, the content course, if you go on our listing, the content course, we start to refer to things like mirror board, yada, 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 because we assume that you already learned basic, how do I explain it? Let me find the content course. This product management, project management. I'm trying to look for the content course. So we are only saying, oh, something, when you want to, like one of the things we taught on the content program, right, is something like, we will tell you, what are they calling it? You need to strategize. For you to strategize, you need to reach out to your team on Slack and, fix a content strategy day, then you bring it to Miro, you do this. So what I realized is, when people have not gone through WFS, all the things I'm saying regarding use this tool for this is flying over their head, because they cannot even get into Google Workspace, not to talk of Miro, not to talk of Slack and all those things. So they start to struggle because they are like, this is my Miro board, for instance. This is one of the things when I am teaching content creation and management. This is one of the things we are talking about, because this is what I use on my team, right? This is what I use for content strategy on my team. If you look at this, now it's November 9 to this thing. We strategize for content November 11 to 16 and all, yada, yada, yada. This is what we use for content strategy. So, but the ability to use this tool, Miro, was already taught under WFS. If you look at WFS, that is the foundational program. Go to module 3. Can you see Miro as a tool here? So, like, which is why we always say we recommend that you do WFS. And just in case you did not join the last batch of WFS, but you still want to do technical school, I say pay for both WFS and technical school. Let them give you access to module 1 to 3. Module 1 to 3, where we cover tech tools or digital tools that will help you in the technical course. Then you can come back and finish the program in February when we really start. You can now come back and start learning organization, remote work, blah, 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 all that one in February. But at least it will, as module 1 to 3 or module 2 and 3, you need to learn the digital navigation of the technical skills you're about to do. So that would be my recommendation to you. Like, pay for, today somebody still paid us for GCP Flex. What is GCP Flex? It is WFS and any technical program. That's what GCP Flex is. Right? Thank you very much for the credits. Okay. I think good evening. Good evening. I had higher national diploma in mechanical engineering. I have over 10 years of experience in heat, ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigerating technician. Looking forward to good opportunity as field service engineer. Okay, field service engineer, you can find it. You can find it, but ensure that you take WFS. That will be my advice to you, this particular course, because if you are looking, anybody that wants to do any form of work, on-site or remotely in the global space, you need the remote workers program. Full stop. It doesn't matter the job. Because you need to understand these basic digital skills for any workplace. You need to understand that one. So that presently I'm a teacher in primary school. I studied economics education. I want to move into tech. How do I begin? Also, when is the next admission? The BFS. Like I said, it's starting in February. My team, please drop that link to the informational page of Skilled for Work. itrainafrica.com/skilled for work. Africa.com or Skilled for Work informational. I think Skilled for Work informational page has all the information you need. If you are watching me online as in social media, iTrain Africa, you can go to iTrain Africa homepage. You will see the Skilled for Work Academy there. Just like on the homepage, click it and it will take you to the informational page. This informational page has all the details of next enrollment, when is next program starting, you know, all that here, that it has all the details of when the program is. Can you see remote workers? When is it starting? February 1. We have a workshop on February 22. Like all the details of when it is starting, when it is ending. Before I forget, Aisha Raji, you need to update this page tomorrow. You need to update this page tomorrow. Please do not forget, the launch has closed. You need to update this page tomorrow. So all the information you need around WFS is on this page I just dropped. If you're on Zoom, I dropped it in the comment section and my team has already dropped it. All the information you need is on this page. Trust me, if you go through this page, you would, you almost not have any question regarding our programs. When is the next WFS starting? February 1. When is enrollment for it closing? January 28th. When did the enrollment open? Enrollment opened to this next batch on October 1. So from October 1, people have been paying us to start in February. Why should you pay now? I can only guarantee you the subsidized price of it as whenever it is you are seeing it. So that you will not say, Doc, you should have told me to pay them. What now happened that the subsidy, the price is not this. I always say, please, I do not control the country, or I do not control inflation. I do not control a lot of things, but I can control what is sustainable for this social enterprise. And part of it is pricing. So please take notes of that. What is inside of WFS? Please go to this free program. This program, if you can go through the entire thing that's in this program, like the one that you have free access to, so you know what is on it. All these lessons is what is on the WFS paid program. All these lessons that is here is what is on the WFS paid program. How many times do we run the WFS in a year? 5 times. February 1, April 1, June 1, August 1, October 1. First day of February, April, June, August, October. First day of February, like every other 2 months. We don't do in January, we don't do in December, which is why it is not 6 times. That is a rest period for us. So ordinarily should have been first day of December for the next batch, but we don't run programs that will now lapse into the Christmas and all that stuff. No. So January, that is why we don't run December this thing. So it is February, April, June, August, and October batches. 5 batches in a year. First working day is when it starts. And on the 28th of every month of the month preceding that, like if you are starting February 1, the registration closes on January 28th. Do you understand? Like the people that started October 1, their registration closed September 28th. That is how we run it. Yeah. Yes, you can pay. I told you, like people have paid us already for the people have paid, are just waiting for the program to start. Some people paid us so that they can have access, like people that are in the technical school that did not do the WFS before. They now started technical school a few days ago, then realized that they need a WFS first. Not everything WFS. They need the first three modules of the WFS to navigate the digital tools that they will now teach them in technical school, as in that they will do the job of technical program. So some people are coming back from technical school right now to pay us for the WFS, and they will now tell us that, give me access to the self-study version. So on Seller right now, we have a self-study version. That self-study version only has module 1 to 3. So anybody why did we have to do that? So we say, if you're in technical school and you realize that you need the digital module, that is module 2 and 3 of the foundational program, you need to pay for WFS. Go through the lessons yourself. You don't have to submit assignments. On the WFS, you must submit assignments when we start the program. When we start the program, you must submit assignments, you will do this and that. There's a support group for WFS when you start. But for self-study, we just need you to go through the lessons so that you can function properly on your technical program. And that is the challenge of most professionals too, that cannot do with remote work right now. They have the technical skills, but they do not have the digital skills and all those skills are needed for remote work to function. Do you understand me? Can you pay twice for WFS? Paying twice for WFS costs a little more extra. So you can pay twice. There's a twice payment option. Moina, please. Moina is in the comment section somewhere. I'm not sure what the exact value is of that. I'm not sure what the exact value is. I know the full payment is 45,150. So I think the half payment is 22,000. Sorry. I don't want to say anything. Moina will have the exact value of half payment. It is not half in half because there's always an extra administrative fee or something like that. For instance, just give me a minute, please. I'm trying to think about, I think it should be about, is it 48 something? Like there's a 2K, 3,000 or 2,000, I can't remember, difference in when you pay twice. So for instance, if you wanted to pay twice, I think you pay 19,000 twice. I think so. Yeah. So that's how that works. Yeah, sorry. Did I say 19,000? You know what? I think I'm saying nonsense. That's 48,000 divided by 2. That's 24,000 twice. I think you pay 24,000 twice. Yeah. That's 48,000. Yeah. I think that's what you pay if you are paying twice for WFS. When is the next intake for GOP? It is you know what? Let me find my program calendar somewhere. It is March. It is March. March is the next program. So GOP is 3 times a year. GOP is 3 times a year. It is March. Okay, let me explain GOP again. GOP workshop starts 3 times a year. GOP is a program that immediately you pay us, we give you access. Hope paid us in March, April for the batch that started in July. Why do we run GOP in that way? It is for professionals. They don't have time. So what we do is, some people, what I have seen people do for GOP, they will pay us in November for the batch starting March. Why? Most professionals go on break by December 1920. So they use their holiday to learn the 2 courses. They learn and start implementing. Then when the support, please take notes. GOP is a program that has 2 online courses, 1 ebook, 6 live workshops every Friday. They started last week now. That is 7 to 10 p.m. every Friday for 6 weeks. It is a workshop. It is not a webinar. What is the difference? Webinar is where you come and teach someone something. No. GOP, we have done the teaching on the online course, which you need to self-study. Then we now come to the live workshops to come and work together. Like everybody comes to their laptop and say, this is what I have, as I know, they start saying, I've drafted this. Doc, what do you think? I think Biodun, someone that is in my GOP is here. And I think Ginika or something. I'm not sure. I think I've seen two of them like this batch. Some people paid us since last month and they did not even join this batch. They paid us. They said, let me be self-studying the course first. Small, so that I will now join March support. I always advise it greatly. Why? The very first course on the GOP program, there are two courses on the GOP program. The first course on the GOP program is the hardest. It is the hardest. The first course on the GOP program is the hardest. Profile building and clarity and brand clarity. It is the hardest. The LinkedIn optimization part is not as hard. Let me just say it. Even if what people know, the one people know outside is LinkedIn optimization. The one people know outside is LinkedIn optimization. But it is not the hardest on the program. The very first course, the profile building course, it will take this one, this particular one on my screen right now. Brand clarity and profile building, a 5-hour online course that taught in the workshop style how to write 4 versions of your This one is the one that takes time. When people come on the GOP program, they use about 1 week to go and do this course, implement this course, even if it is a 5-hour program, 5-hour course that you can listen to in one day. And when I say 1 week, I'm being conservative. I'm being really conservative. Like what they need to do, they need to journal, they need to do personality, they need to go and do stakeholders assignments. They need to do a lot to get clarity around what they need to position as on LinkedIn. If you have been in this thing since the beginning of this thing today, one thing I've emphasized in, no matter how fast you go in the wrong direction, you cannot arrive at the destination. Most professionals position on LinkedIn and their message is not clear. You'll be seeing content writer, virtual assistant, they'll be blowing hot and cold. So at the end of the day, people come to their profile, they are not understanding what they should pick them for. So on the brand building course on GOP, I teach them, sis, bros, you need to even understand yourself. So that when you understand yourself and what you want, what you want today, what you want in 6 months, what you want in 1 year, we can now build a profile, which is the contents that will go into the about section on LinkedIn, the cover, the banner, and all that. I will now give you a framework. This is how this is what now goes into those, like the content, the writing of it. It's as if I'm teaching you how to be a content writer for your LinkedIn. That is what the course 1 covers. Then the course 2 is what you now say LinkedIn optimization and strategic positioning. We will now go to your LinkedIn. All that one is already in the pre-recorded course, online course, right? It is already recorded. Oh no, my Facebook just went off. I didn't realize I was not charging my this thing I was using to do the Facebook. Unfortunately, it has gone off. But if you're on Facebook, please join on YouTube. So now, like I said, this is it. So we give you those 2 courses ahead of time. You pay this nice, tomorrow morning, they're giving you those 2 courses access. What is the access? You have 1 year access to the course. So I always advise. In fact, there was someone that did this thing I'm saying 2 years or 3 years ago, I can't remember. The person got on the program at the end of the year. Not like they just purchased and said, I will join March. They now use their December holiday to study the course, implement the course. By February 28th, they had gotten 2 global opportunities. When I say gotten, like secured, but they had attracted several others. Why? The way I teach, it is simplified enough for people to get results even without needing my support. So the support on this GOP is a bonus. Like it is not charged in the program technically, right? It is like a bonus, like it's a bonus. So I always say, okay, 3 times I offered group support to people that enrolled on GOP in a year is March, July, and November. If you know you want to start, like you're a professional that will have time at the end of the year, and you really want to ensure like you enter 2025 having your profile and all those things done, like so that you start your year on a high note, I would say even if you are joining GOP or March batch, please pay for the program ahead of time, do the work ahead of time, then come to March support. What happens in that March support is like we now refine, but I can tell you for free, if you go to our Google page and you read Hope paid me in March or April. She balanced me for the second course because again, people pay twice for GOP. They pay half of the program fee, we give them course one. They pay the second half of the program fee, we give them course two to continue, right? So what it means is you need to start by a GOP period. So GOP, if you see GOP here, we started on March 7, we started on July 4, and we started on November 7. The workshops, if you are wondering what the workshop means, what we do in the workshop, there's always a 6 weeks workshop where we do basically support people, like this one that started now November 8th, onboarding. Workshop 1, we go through profile framework. Workshop 2, we go through LinkedIn optimization. Workshop 3, we go through article writing. We have amended this thing now in this current batch. So if for the next batch, you will see profile workshop, LinkedIn optimization. Week 3 is article writing. Week 4 is cover letter. Week 5 is something. Then week 6 is offboarding and review or something. Yeah. So that is how it is structured for GOP. And it is application-based. It is application-based. Like you need to apply for it. It is application-based. Like like if you come to this LinkedIn page, someone in my team should drop the link to this page, itrainafrica.com/LinkedIn offer. Right? You need to like apply. We review your profile before we say, oh, you qualify for the program, then go ahead and pay. Please, it is application-based. Why? In the past, I've seen people join the program, they are selling bag shoe, which is not a bad thing. Please take note. I've been a fashion entrepreneur for the longest time. But they want to join GOP because they think GOP can help them attract opportunities. But if you come on my program without having the prerequisite for it, you're not going to get anything. And you're going to go about saying, oh, they didn't teach you. Do you understand? But you don't have what it takes to get anything. So I can't help you. So I like to it's an advanced program. So I'd rather work with 20 people than, work with lots of people. They pay you money, and I run a social enterprise. So impact is a key metric for me. Like, am I making impact in the person's life? It's a key metric. So you need to fill the application. If you are here, you want to fill the application for LinkedIn, please just go to that page. This is the application form. I'm dropping it on Zoom. You can apply for it, and they will review your application. And I say myself and my team review your application, and we get back to you within a couple of days, and you can go ahead and pay them if you meet it. Yes, do we reject people? Yes. Out of every 100 applications, we reject nothing less than 20 people. Yeah. Even if they say they can pay us, we do reject people. So it is what it is. Like, you don't qualify to apply for the program, you don't qualify. So that's... And the most beautiful part of this program is the alumni network. Like, I love, again, they are professionals, they're experienced people. So I feel, and they are founders, academics, professionals. I have professors on that group, doctors, lecturers, and things like that in my alumni GOP. I feel like I love the value. I love the caliber of people that get. So for me, it is important I screen them even from when they register for the program to ensure that I maintain that quality in the alumni network for that particular program. For the GOP, yeah, it is not a starter program, it is an advanced program. Now, is there any other person that would like to comment? So I think I'm looking forward to global opportunity. Please, global opportunity in the field of service engineer. You can find it on LinkedIn, just like I've shown you, like the other way. So, present time, in primary school, I studied economics and I want to move into tech. Also, next time, I've said WFS is starting in February. I'll just show you my calendar. Can you type the name, please? Who is Instagram? Chef T, Diary of a Kitchen Lover. Yeah, Madam, please, can you help us with the name of the person on Instagram? Diary of a Kitchen Lover. Diary of a Kitchen Lover. Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am, for that clarity here. I'm interested in the job. Very big lesson learned today. Yeah, I know. I'm in Cameroon, elections, Cameroon. Yeah, it's not area of interest is not a job, right? This is the link to the free part of the course. Good evening, ma. Is this space only for people who are currently working? I'm not working. I don't know what to do. It is not. I have people who are not working in this space. In fact, WFA, that is Workplace Foundational Skills, was created originally for people that, are just starting off, beginners. But you must know that beginner does not mean that they just finished graduating. A beginner that has gone through my academy is a 17-year-old who just finished secondary school, who does not even have a university degree. A beginner is somebody who doesn't even have a secondary school certificate, but has skills which just wanted to like it is not for, like, how do I explain it? Because in this I Train Africa, we have programs for advanced people. We have programs for beginners. So the advanced program is this GOP. That's a Global Opportunities Program. However, the school that addresses beginner is the SFW. So we have an academy, Skilled for Work Academy, where we now run various programs, such as a workplace foundational skill, which is where everybody should start. I've had 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, people that don't have a secondary school degree, people that don't have a university degree. And I have had retirees, 65-year-old retirees join WFS. So where do you start, Adenike? You start from WFS. Someone should drop out, one of my team members, drop out the exact link to WFS program. That's itrainafrica.com/workplace foundational skills. This link, where do you start? Workplace foundational skills. Why do I say so? It does not matter the job you want to do. You need workplace foundational skills to do it. It does not matter. It does not matter whether you want to be in academic lecturing, you want to found your own business, you want to work for someone, you want to be a freelancer. It does not absolutely matter. Do you understand? You need workplace foundational skills. Now, have people come to workplace foundational skills and gotten a job? Yes. The person I hired in September or in August, I don't even know, July, August, I can't remember, as my community manager, took WFS and, got a job with me. The interns I have hired in the past from this program, they took WFS, but that when it was in the testing phase, it was on site. Now it is online. The programs are online now, right? They took WFS and I hired an 18-year-old, a 17 and an 18-year-old, I was giving them salary. Because why? They could do the basics for me, such as managing communities. What are the jobs that you can do with WFS? Only WFS, you can work as an executive assistant, a virtual assistant, a customer service representative, an online educator. You can do a course assessor. Why do I say online educator? You see that intern, that 17-year-old that learns, is it a year or two ago? This teenager is going to teach. She's in year 2 right now. She's going to teach it and collect money from it. Do you understand? Now, she's no more with me though, so it's all right. So now, online educator, course assessor, program coordinator. My program coordinator at the foundation went through this program. That's the only thing she did. And I hired her as a program coordinator. My community manager, same thing. Like, do you understand? The person that is assessing your course at the Skilled for Work Academy, I hire them after WFS. So any job that is low entry barrier, that doesn't require a technical skill, like it just requires for you to know how to do certain things in the workplace, you can do it with WFS. It is now when you want to say, I want to specialize in a particular thing. You can be a PA, you can be a personal assistant with WFS. You will be probably the best virtual assistant. I have not seen a virtual assistant course, and I can tell you for free. I have 2 people on my team, like my staff, proud to joining me, who took courses in popular places that is called virtual assistant course. And when they joined me, then got it to see the WFS, and they're like, oh, wow. Like, like those people are playing. Like, they feel like that virtual assistant course that they took was not complete. Because it is what it is. They didn't teach them all the things around cultural nuances and watching multicultural team. They didn't teach them how to even sell their skills as a virtual assistant and all those things. So this is your go-to program. But some people don't want to stay as virtual, not because there's anything wrong with these jobs. Some people now say, oh, because again, as a virtual assistant, the kind of pay you command per hour, if you go to LinkedIn, let me go to LinkedIn for you. Let me share another screen. If you go to LinkedIn, the kind of pay you command as a virtual assistant is low compared to the kind of pay you command as a project manager. So for someone like me, I will not take job as a virtual assistant because the kind of money I want to collect is the one of a product manager. Do you understand? But we are again, you are at the beginner level. So you should not be me. So let me type for you now, virtual assistants. Right? And I'll put US as a market, United States as a market, so that you can see the pay range. The US markets compels you to put a pay range for all these jobs and everything like that. So I want to show you like a pay range for that averagely for like, let me say entry level. You know what, let me put entry level, show results. So you have an idea of how much you are able to, make or earn from that particular job as an entry level or something. How come I'm not seeing the pay in these entry level jobs? I'm not seeing the pay in there. I need to see the pay in there so I can, illustrate to you when I say that the pay, there's a, any job that requires you to use only soft skills or only workplace foundational skills to do it, they call it a job that has low barrier of entry. And when a job has low barrier of entry, it means there are plenty of people that can do it, which makes the pay that they pay you for it lower. But the higher the barrier of entry, if you have to learn a technical skill, you have to learn project management, Scrum, all those things to do it, then you command a higher pay career-wise. Do you understand? But that is not to say you cannot start earning. Like people that joined me as community manager, they start earning immediately after the WFS from like the money they paid me for WFS, they are earning multiples of it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you know that you really need to start getting to work, do WFS, get one of those low entry barrier jobs, which is virtual assistant, personal assistant, executive assistant, all those blah, 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 assistant kind of stuff. Start earning, then you can then start using your money to upskill yourself for this thing. You can see now, I'm on page 3. I have not seen the salary range for virtual assistants. Why? Because most likely it's low. Let me do the same thing for project management. You will see what I'm saying. Those ones, because they are looking for people, you see, from the first page of project management, the very first job on entry level, like the very first job that came up, you can see my screen, right? You already put the pay there, 99K to 129K, 60K, new center project coordinator, 60K per year. This, can you see it? Why? Because again, it is a high level job. So you had better be displaying me how much you want to pay me before I even think about applying for the US market. This one is 60K to 60K, 6,000. This one, 75K to 95K, project management coordinator. You have seen the money. But I did 3 pages of virtual assistant. I did not see the money. Why? Because most likely the money is, when I say the money is lower, it is not lower that it's now bad money. It's like, let me say $20 per hour or that kind of thing. So it is not lower or bad money in the international market, but I'm just saying that project management will command more money and it has more openings. You see this one now, 5,681, because again, I explained something on this program. I said, on this clarity session, I said, in the advanced world, project management probably ranks above content. Let me even check on LinkedIn. I don't even know what the statistic is right now. Content specialist or content manager. Just give me 1 minute. Here you see. In the advanced world, there are 314 openings in the advanced place for entry level. But for project manager, did you see what it was? 5,006. Why? So it is all right if they say like they will keep telling you that the highest this thing is project management. Why? Because in the global markets, in the US markets that was sampled, it is project management that was, had the highest job openings. Do you understand? But if I probably change this thing to, let me change it to Nigeria for you, you'll see the difference. Right now in Nigeria, project manager, only 11 are open. Let me change contents or virtual assistant to Nigeria. You see how many are open. Content creator. Can you see it? In Nigeria, this is just a reality. Entry level, there are 16 openings. For project manager, there are 11. You see the real statistics in the African market. Content creators are higher in demand compared to. And for virtual assistants, 32. Why? People are looking for community managers. And what did I tell you in this workshop? I said, content creators and community managers, they are the highest in demand from what our partners are asking us. Do you have a community? Like for every business, I need 3 content creators, they need 3 community managers, and they need only 1 project manager. So I hope, I really need to go. I hope this helps you. Ginika said, yes, the profile building is tough. She's on my GOP right now. The profile building is tough. It is what it is, because it requires you to think, but once you get to that point, you'll be shocked. Just go and put the finished work on your LinkedIn, and you'll be, it look like witchcraft to you. Like, how are people looking me up? How is this happening? But you did the work in profile. If you don't do the work, people have come on my program. They will skip the work in profile. They will start saying, let me just get to LinkedIn. My sister, you will go back if you want to get results. Right? You will go back if you want to get. Please, I don't know if my question has been answered. I don't know what question that is. Good evening, is this space only for no? I've answered that based on. Okay, I've done that. I think I've answered all the questions here. If you have more questions, please send us a DM. My team has put this thing on DM. I think I've done 3 hours this night. I really hope that which one is, how much is the foundational skills, please? It's, like I said, it is currently subsidized at 45,000. Sorry, please let me be setting 45,150. That's the 65% subs. It is not discounts. There is a difference. It is not a discount. It is a subsidized, meaning that people have paid 300,000 for this program, but it is currently subsidized for a time. So it is not like, okay, you reduce it. No, it never gets reduced. Like it can go up, it can't come down. It can go up because the subsidy can be removed. Do you understand? And full price will be paid. So this is the price. Can you pay now? Yes, you can pay now. Can you, so this is the foundational program. That's Workplace Foundational Skills. You can see it on my screen, right? Workplace Foundational Skills program. My team has dropped the links to this thing. You don't need a laptop to learn. You need a laptop to work. Which one is GCP? So GCP is a combination of, when you say GCP, it is a model that is Global Career Paths. It is a model. When I say something is a model, like combination of soft skills, that is Workplace Foundational Skills program, combination of the foundational program plus the technical program is what we call GCP. That's Global Career Paths, meaning that you take WFS and this thing, technical skills, it's called GCP Flex. You take WFS, technical skills, plus pay for our internship program. It is called GCP Pro, that is Global Career Path Pro. And NJ, all this information is on this page. This page I'm scrolling through that I gave to you in the comment section. Like it is clearly explained there. And that is one of the things I teach on my program. So like our ability, Africans, like we rather ask a person than this. Then I had to change that mindset when I joined international work. Like I have to read through the informational page of things before I ask questions, because like it is a culture thing. It is a culture thing. So when you say GCP, it simply means that a combination of two programs, that is global soft skill, which is WFS plus technical skill. So GCP Pro is WFS plus technical skill plus internship program. GCP Classic is combination of WFS plus internship only. So that one, there's no technical program. Who do we recommend GCP Flex for? That is foundational program and internship program. For people that the kind of work they want to do, they can do it by only getting on WFS. What are examples of that program? The ones I talked to you about, virtual assistants, that all this one that you're seeing on my screen. Do you understand? People that want to do only this like kind of entry level, low barrier job. My advice would be you pay for WFS then in combination with internship, because again, if there's nothing you learn from me tonight, it doesn't matter the job. Global employers are asking you for experience in one way or the other, especially for remote role. You cannot say I want to do a remote role and you don't come with some form of experience, whether it is volunteering, internship, or work. You must present experience in one thing or the other for remote work. Like it is what it is. So, which is why we offer the internship program, where you pay us to, we then place you in a program where you do work in a company and everything like that. Then you can then take that experience to go and look for a bigger job that you want. So that is GCP Classic, WFS, and internship. GCP, that is Global Career Path. That is GCP means Global Career Path. GCP Flex means you pay for soft skill, that is WFS, and technical skill. What is a technical skill program? Whether it is content or project or product, those are technical skills program in the academy. You pay for those two. That's GCP Flex. GCP Pro is you pay for WFS, technical skills, and internship. And yes, people pay for it as pay as you go. What is pay as you go? They first pay for WFS. They pay for the technical skill. They pay for internship. Some people pay for it upfront, like they pay for the 3 and they start taking it across 6 months, meaning 6 weeks for WFS, 6 weeks for technical school, another 8 to 12 weeks for internship. That's like a 6 months. So people take it in bits. People take it at a go. Whatever it is that rocks your boat. I just made payments for GCP Flex now that the technical skill program is ongoing for a week. Will I run it for weeks, or I will have to meet up with those? You have to meet up, because what ends? You have access to the online course for 1 year. What ends after 6 weeks is the support, meaning we have live project workshops. The first live project workshop is for this technical school is on, let me go and find the dates. Just give me a minute. Do you understand what you need to do to meet up will be to watch the replay of the onboarding session so you understand how the program works. Then you continue the lessons. So even those that are in the technical school right now, we're not doing anything every day they do. Like when I say we're not doing anything, like they have to watch their lessons. They have to watch their lessons. There's no, this is project management. Can you see it? This is project management course. They have to go and be watching those lessons. On this seller, they have to watch the lessons. So these are the lessons they need to watch in week 1, which you can catch up with, because the lessons in week 1 are small. They are not things that you cannot do in 1 week. They are not even things you cannot do in 3 days. It is from week 2 that the lessons are plenty. Week 2, you now start main project management, which has to do with the tools of project management, the tools of project management. In week 2, you need to learn the tools of project management. You need to go into the first stage of project management, traditional project management, which is initiation. In week 3, you need to go to module 4, which is second stage of project management, which is planning, and third stage of project management, which is execution. Do you understand? That is how we do it. So the lessons are there. You have 1 year access. But what you need to catch up with is you need to have learned before the first project's live workshop what you are supposed to learn. There are some professionals that they paid since. They came for the onboarding session. They have not learned anything this week. They will tell you that on Wednesday night, I'll be free. I will sit down and learn everything on that module. We only, like, what we do is we have schedule. We advise you on the, like, we have, again, my academy is a very structured academy. Let me show you something. Let me show you something on how we offer you support so you understand what I'm saying. So we have a schedule where we recommend the lessons you watch per day. Again, there's a recommendation. Should you not want to follow it? Should you want to watch all your lessons for 1 week in 1 day? It is, the schedule is a recommendation of watch this lesson today. So let me share my screen so that you understand what I'm saying when I say you have a recommendation. Now, this is the schedule for project management batch 2. All of them have access to this schedule. Like, they know, like, okay, this is what you recommend I watch today. So, for instance, this is week 1. If you see it, project management week 1 batch 2. Today or last Thursday, we recommend that it is onboarding session. Friday, we recommend that they watch only 1 lesson, which is about less than 20 minutes. On Saturday, we recommend that they watch these 2 lessons on like that. So on week 2 is when the main work starts, that they're having 3 lessons per day. They don't watch the lessons here. They watch the lessons. The lessons are videos are already recorded. They are on Stellar. This is only a schedule. Again, I'm a very structured person. You will know in my programs that I'm a very structured person. Like, I like to structure people's, to help them optimize their learning. So this is a program schedule. Then we put them on Google Classroom. What is Google Classroom? That is where for every project, for every week you complete, like, this is the, can you see the classroom for batch 5? There's a checklist that what is the checklist? They need to know what they are doing per time. Like, we give them a document of a checklist. Like, this is what you must have. This is what you must have. This is what you must have. Like a checklist so that people are not confused on the program. What am I supposed to be doing per time? So in the classroom, we give them classwork. We grade it. We don't grade it like you got 50 over 100. We basically assess that you did it well, you didn't do it well. And people submitting. Why do we do all this? Which is why I said the programs, what we charge for them is ridiculous compared to what we offer. Let's be very honest, because I have done my research. I'm not a global citizen for playing in the mouth. So definitely I did my research on what programs like this cost. The least I found was $1,007, offering this kind of support and everything. But it is what it is. I just want to do this, right, by a social enterprise. So all the supports we are offering across 6 weeks on the 45K program and doing all that support, marking, nah. Okay, so that's how the programs work. So you will catch up. Don't worry, we are definitely going to catch up. That one is not even, provided you do the work. Oh, I will not do the work for you. Which of my courses does LinkedIn optimization and content come under? It is GOP. GOP, Global Opportunities Program for professionals that have experience of work. Whether that experience is now founder's experience, they are a founder and they've done, or it is experience of I'm teaching the academic sector, or it is experience of I'm working at 9 to 5 or I'm doing freelancing. You must have experience of work, minimum of 3 years for you to get on the GOP program. And what is inside the GOP program? Can you see it? There are 2 major courses on the GOP program: the LinkedIn optimization course and the profile building course. The profile building course has to be taken before the GOP. Can you pay tithe for that program? Yes. How much is it as at now? At 50, it used to be 500K. It is half the price, 50% of 268,750. Yep. And you can read up about different people it has worked for there. Like, this page is up for you to read it up. When you read it up, apply for it. It's an application-based program. You have to apply for it. We review your application. We tell you you qualify, and then you can then pay. That is the program I was telling you that you can pay for it, watch it in your December break, then join the support of this thing. Or if you know that you cannot wait. We started a batch last week, Friday, their first live workshop, because last Friday was majorly onboarding. Their first live workshop is this Friday. If you know that you will know your goals for 2025, you know your plans. If you know your plans can now allow you to wait for match support, pay for it. Like tomorrow is the 14th. If you are doing late registration for GOP for this batch of technical school, 14th is the last day you can pay. After 14th, they won't accept your money. You have to join the next batch. Why is that? It is because 14th is this Thursday. After 14, they can accept your money for this batch of GOP. They can accept your money. They'll give you the access to the 2 courses, but you have to join the next batch of support. Please take note of that. My energy, yeah. My energy is one of my, I can, God forbid I'm sick, but I can be sick and I'll be here talking for hours. I used to, I teach at university like that. Like I love to teach. I've taught for 6 straight hours before. So it is my heart. I love to teach. I really love to teach, right? So it is just a thing for me. And I know what I want to teach. So it's a great combination. I just made payment for GCP Flex. Now that the tech skill program is ongoing, will I run it for weeks? Remember, I don't have WFS. I hope I'll be considered. If you don't have WFS, that means you still need to do self-study of WFS. I'm not very certain. You know what? Talk to Moina in the DM. Moina would, I know Moina offers some kind of support. Talk to Moina inside WhatsApp. Moina has Moina has a thing for supporting, people in your situation. In what I don't know what exactly she does, but trust me, I know that people have brought this kind of situation and she will advise them accordingly. Well done, ma. Okay, I said thank you very much. So I feel sad I just stumbled upon this webinar. Where is the word? I know people are always I get that every single clarity session I hold. I get that. And as a parting note, please, 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 whether you subscribe to any of iTrain Africa's programs or not, do me a favor. 11,000 people have gone through the clarity module. I've gone through that clarity module for free. And some of them have gone ahead to use that clarity they got to do amazing things because they are now very clear on what they need. Some of them do the clarity and say, oh, they don't need me yet. Maybe what they need is another program. That is fine. But do not think because it is free to you. It is the module 1 of my program that people pay me for. Do you understand? It is the module 1. Like if you get on the WFS program, what you see on the free version of module 1 is what you see on the paid version. So it is what people pay me for that is in that module 1. So if you are used to like, oh, it is free, it is not this thing, go and ask people that have gone through that module 1, you will understand what I'm saying. Do not do yourself a disservice of jumping from one certification to another one, simply because there is noise outside. Oh, do this, do business analysis, do everything. Like, don't stop, not even MBA. Stop, and ask yourself, what is the goal? That module will help you achieve clarity regarding that. When you get the clarity, now use lesson 4 on that free course to now say, now that I know what I want to do, let me go and do what Dr. Ademisola did tonight by going to LinkedIn to say, this is what I want to do. What is the requirement? That is the gap. You need to identify, you need to do gap analysis. What is the gap I have that will help me to be able to get this kind of job? It could be a skills gap, information gap, knowledge gap, mentorship gap. Identify the gap, then you invest your resources in the gap. Danielle, I told her, you have a knowledge gap in products and this thing. I recommended my friend's program and product management to her. That is a gap she has. Knowledge gap. Oh, this person, you have a gap. Oh, your gap is you not understanding how to position yourself on LinkedIn. Say the GOP. I will not recommend my program to you if you don't have a gap in it. Do Learn how to do gap analysis for everything in your life beyond this career development. So you are investing your limited resources in what you need. No, here Basira said, my uncle said, my wife said, my husband said. Stop. Don't let people be pushing you to be acquiring degree upon degree, degree upon degree, degree upon degree. And they are not using it. Okay, please. Yes, there are people on the current technical program who are on GOP. I have several, like quite a number of people on GOP who are in technical school on GOP. Hope was on the technical program while she was doing GOP. My 1-year-old is here, right? There are several people who are on the technical program who are on GOP. Why? They are positioning. They are attracting opportunities in projects or whatever it is. That means that should you have attracted an opportunity in project management and you don't have a skill in it, what will happen? What will happen? And that was what happened to Hope. She took it in April. She positioned using what she learned on GOP, only for her to attract an opportunity in the US on May 1st and another one in South Africa on May 15th. Then she ran back to us on April 26th. The moment that interview was set for May 1, she paid for our project April 26th. Why? To get on the program so she can learn what she will do there. GOP will help you attract opportunity. It will not teach you to do the job. Oh. Same thing, technical skill will teach you the job, but it will not teach you the attraction of the opportunity. Do you understand? So one is to develop the skill set to deliver on the job. One is to develop, to understand how to then follow or how to advertise yourself to get the job. So they achieve two different things. So you can always reach out to Muina in our DM. Amina Jubril has dropped the contacts right here in the distance. Thank you very much, everybody. Have an amazing night. It was amazing, coming here to offer this clarity. And if you have any other questions, just send Muina a message in the DM and she's going to sort you out. You can all unmute yourself now to say your good night and bye. Bye, everyone.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you.
Good night for the day.
Good night.
Thank you, Bye.
Bye.
Oh, feeling. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.